Yo, what's up, guys? We are live. Once again, as always, for those of you guys that are just joining in later on after the live is already over, of course, like, comment, subscribe, hype the video. Of course, channel membership is up for those of you that want to help the channel in probably the best way possible. And the what do you call it? The Discord link is in the description. So yeah, you can always join. We talk about sealed investments, slabs, grading, singles, whatever Pokemon market related talk you want to have, or just to talk with the boys. Uh, we're always there for that. Uh, so yeah, today, well, I feel a sneeze coming on. Today I thought I'd go live and talk about this situation that we're in right now, where Pokemon is in a spot where it's about to explode, and it's something that's I feel like it's being underplayed right now, where people aren't really talking about it, and some people are mentioning it, but they're just not giving it the credit that it deserves, and that's the Mayhem sweepstakes on TCG Player. And guys, I'm telling you, there are a lot of boxes that would not be the price that they're at, and I mean nowhere close, if it weren't for that event. If you were around last year, around this time where TCG Player had this Mayhem event go on, like, this was when Fusion Strike went from about like 400 or three something to like $700. It was this event that pumped Fusion all the way up to wherever it is now. It was like the main catalyst. Yes, there was demand for it, but the main jump, like, it's like, guys, I'm telling you, it was an insane jump that Fusion Strike took that got it so far ahead of where it is, or where it was. And then it happened with everything else: Lost Origin, whatever item or product was available on TCG Player that had demand, boomed when this happened, especially Sword and Shield booster boxes. So that was one thing that I did want to talk to you guys about today. Hopefully we get into conversations of that. Of course, we can get into any kind of random conversation, as we know happens during live streams, and I'm open to it as well. We're always just hanging out with the boys, basically, trying to have a good time. But hopefully we get into some of those conversations, because I want people to be aware of exactly what is happening or what could happen. So, Michael, what is going on, brother? What's going on, man? Happy Memorial Day. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. Let's see. Forgot to do, let's share the stream link to the Discord. See if the boys from the Discord hop in. And yeah, hopefully we have a great stream on here. Oh, somebody just joined the Discord. Nice. Always welcome. Gotta welcome him in personally. Gotta do it personally. Every single one. Appreciate you guys that join. All right, that's in the Discord. All right. So yeah. So what's going on, guys? All of you whoever's in the chat right now, let me know what are you guys up to? Are you guys buying? Are you guys looking? Are you guys aware of what I was just talking about when it comes to the situation we're in with this Mayhem event? Have you been aware of what's happened in the past? Because, like I said before, I think it's kind of not being recognized and not talked about enough. Let me pull some data real quick for like Fusion Strike, because it's one of the things that really took off around that time. So we can discuss that at least. Where's the booster box? Here it is. So price charting has the booster box at 1,000, and I'm going to show that here with you guys. So this wasn't premeditated in the sense where I didn't already look this up in advance and prepare it. I just know that this is what happened because I was around. So just got back in the past 3 months, so learning. Hey, it's always good to get in the hobby. Like, Pokemon, even though you jump in now, you feel like you're behind. The hype period has been going on for some time now, and yeah, it feels like you're in the middle of this big mess that's just flying. Like, it's crazy to be joining right now. Must feel insane. And and I get it. But at the same time, Pokemon is going to be going on for a long time, brother. So don't even stress yourself. Take your time with this hobby. Hopefully you're around when things slow down so you can buy up whatever you want to buy and enjoy it however you want to enjoy it. So take your time with that. Hats off, boy. Let's go. Yes, sir. Me with the baldy again. Let's get back to wait. If you guys don't know, I always have a hat on, and I was making fun of my baldy the last time, but I am Mimic Brew's brother. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. Let's get back to it. Sui, what's going on, brother? What's going on, man? Thank you for joining. So yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about today. Just I wonder if people are aware. So it did happen in May, and you see the price point of Fusion Strike at $771. Once again, the price, the market price on price charting isn't going to be the same as what we have on TCG Player, because price charting is mostly recording sales on eBay, while TCG Player just records sales on TCG Player. But this is what happened. This is the difference maker right here. The box was at $771 at this point in May when this event took place. Just before that, it was at $475 on price charting. So we were in the 400s somewhere on TCG Player as well, I believe. If I go to TCG Player and we go back to where Fusion Strike is, and this is what I'm saying, like, I think people are really underplaying it. So you're going to see, especially with how strong the market is right now, like, things might really take off right now. There's going to be certain boxes in particular that are targeted. Fusion Strike may be one of them. It may happen again with Fusion. So let's see if it goes back far enough where no, it didn't. Nope. So it of course, TCG Player, I was hoping that it would go back just far enough where you can see below, but it's not, because of course we're already at the end of May where the event happened already. So you can't go back any further, but you can see it here on price charting. It reflects the same. It was at $475, guys. Jumped up to $771. That is an insane impact. Just be aware, like, this can happen again with a lot of other boxes that are high in demand. It could happen with Phantasmal Flames. It could happen with so many other boxes, especially those that have low quality on TCG Player. Yeah, it's crazy, but finding good people around me in the community is key. Of course, at all times. That's what it's about. If you find somebody who doesn't rub you the right way, or you rub you the wrong way, if you feel like their energy is wrong, if you feel like their intentions are wrong, then you should probably be staying away. And you'll see a lot of both sides here. Just good people who will have certain interests, who have certain incentives, and they do certain things because they have these incentives. But you will find a lot of good people in the space for different reasons. Some people love just ripping. Some people love, they talk about the artists, talk about the art of the cards, their favorite Pokemon. You find everything here. Of course, you're on an investing channel right now, right? But at the same time, people who know me know that I love ripping. I actually do love Pokemon. I grew up with Pokemon, and now as of last year in January, I started holding sealed. But before that, I was ripping everything I had. Like, I could have so much more right now, but I ripped everything. But yeah, communities is a pretty big community. You'll run into a lot of things here. So just take your time with it. Like I said before, look for the right people that you feel like resonate with you, and just keep it on that way. That's it. C-Town, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Back in the days when Pokemon Center stock was trackable with booster boxes, when the stock went out, there was a big jump in price. I mean, when was it trackable? I don't even know at one point you could track what happened in the Pokemon Center. I know people had like in stock, like online stock numbers and stuff like that, but I never tracked it. So that's something that I was never doing. But yeah, there was a huge jump. Even during this time, as a matter of fact, during this time when this event happened, like, there was boxes like Temporal Forces booster boxes were on there. Silver Tempest, I think, might have been on the site still. Sometime early last year, there were still booster boxes there. We still had Astro Radiance Pokemon Center boxes there, like actual ETBs. We still had exclusive Paradox Rift. Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade Pokemon Center ETBs, Astro Radiance ETBs. What else? We had several. There was actually stock on Pokemon Center, unlike now. You didn't even have to worry about a queue, to be honest. So just a year ago, in a year's time, things have changed a ton. Integra, what is going on, brother? Welcome to the stream, man. I got in 2 months ago. I was able to pull some good cards from Ascended Heroes. Yeah, Ascended Heroes is fire. It's one of the best sets we've gotten in recent times, for sure. So that's a really enjoyable set. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about this here, I want to make sure people are aware of what may happen. You're seeing this in March, like low 400s, maybe upper 400s getting to April. But now at this point, it took that jump. Now, if we look at something like, let's see, Brilliant Stars. And once again, guys, I didn't even look this stuff up. This is just stuff that I know happened. I was there, and it will probably happen. Here's the box. It'll probably happen again. Same thing. Look, 275 for a Brilliant Stars booster box, jumped up to 424. That's a big jump, guys. That's a big jump. That's a $250. Oh my God. No, sorry. A $150 jump. That's insane. That's just under a 50% jump in that one day with the event. Like, there was so many things happening on that day, and now what are we looking at now? Like, looking at the possible boxes that can get targeted. For example, Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved out of rotation. One of the better sets in Scarlet and Violet. Not the top set. Top set is, of course, already been set by Destined Rivals. But this box here at $500, because these could easily be $700 to $800 in just a few days, right? So keeping that in mind. What did Paldea Evolved do at that time, as a matter of fact? Let's see if it did anything. Let's see if it did anything at that time. Where's the booster box? I hate how this thing doesn't give me the booster box. Let's just write booster box, I guess. I was trying to make it easier on myself, I guess. But how much easier can it get? Here we go. So even in that time, April 2025, May came around into June. It had a decent jump, guys. After a month, $100 up. A little over $100, $110. It made a difference even for a set that was still considered to be in rotation, right? So just keep it in mind, like, how this could really be affected. This box could be one of those that are targeted, especially with the low quantity that's on the site. 93 is not a lot, guys. 93 is not a lot. It's not a lot. You said, in the end of 2024, right? Jesus, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Happy Memorial Day to you too, man. To everyone, welcome to the stream. So yeah, I think this is a conversation that most people are not having on the internet. They're not, at least content creators. I'm surprised that somebody isn't talking about this. They mention it here and there, but nothing too crazy, right? Like, they talk about the event coming around, but they're not talking about how impactful it was just a year ago. So now, for example, this, oh my God, this is going to be horrible, guys. Destined Rivals is going to be horrible during that event. It's already at 628. Quantity jumped. Wow. We did not have 213 boxes. I think people are getting ready for the event, honestly. I think people are getting ready for the event. Even the sales around here could have been preparation for the event. A lot of sellers like to prepare themselves. They'll list higher so that market price can jump, so that when the event comes around, they just average higher valued sales. But we're at 630 right now. Destined Rivals 213. I think it was below like $100 the other day. I think it was below like 50 or 58. I think it was somewhere around there. So we're at 213 now. All these guys are now starting to all of a sudden list their boxes with the event coming right around the corner. What this box could, this can make, guys, this is so scary. Let's just see something else, right? Let's go to the fifth page. We're gonna have and I'm going to jump into the fifth page, guys, because there's going to be a lot of buy volume. A lot of buy volume. It's going to be insane. So just up into the fifth page. Realistically, this is what the box could be at market price at some point. Each page only has 10 listings. So keep that in mind. We're just assuming, and I'm being generous, that only 50 boxes get sold, right? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Guys are going to want deals. Man, sixth page, let's say 50 bucks. Sorry, let's say 50 boxes sell. This is where we land, guys. These are the listings left, which is insane. Not even 50, because I just skipped some of the sellers that have multiple boxes. But at least guys, like, there's not going to be 50 sales on Destined Rivals on this event. There's not. It's a top set, right? People are going to buy, right? So, and these don't even count. Oh my goodness. 213 boxes. And this is where TCG player fails. The first listing is Korean, 20 of them. Another Korean, 30 of them. So 50 automatically are off the table. So now we're at 163 boxes listed. This is insane. Yo, Destin Rivals is gonna go crazy. It's gonna absolutely go crazy. So that'll probably be one of the targeted boxes. Destin Rivals will probably be one of the, sorry, let's just skip this. It'll probably be one of the targeted boxes, which is pretty crazy. Just found your channel, new to the hobby. Hey, welcome, brother. Welcome to the hobby. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, you have any questions? Let me know. There's a lot going on in Pokemon right now. It's really hard to keep up with everything. So first thing I'm going to tell you, unless you're like one of these big high rollers with one of the biggest bank accounts out there, take your time, brother. It's an expensive hobby. Take your time, and the hobby's going to be around for a really long time. And just, you know, being in the space, I'm telling you right now, like, I watch YouTube content, I watch Pokemon content, and I'm telling you right now, I can't even keep up. I cannot keep up with all the videos out there, and it can actually make you feel like you're going crazy, where you're constantly looking to the next product, the next thing, because every other content creator is talking about multiple different things, and it's going to drive you crazy. So just take your time in the hobby. Let's see. I am thinking to buy Lost Origin, but can't decide. Should I just wait and see if it drops in price? So Lost Origin is probably not going to drop in price. It's way out of print, bro. Like, that's one of the boxes that can also get targeted. Fusion Strike is already at 1,000, so I don't think it's going to get targeted, but it can. It really can. Oh, did I skip a lot? Yeah, I did skip because it was next to Silver Tempest. I hate TCG Player when it does this. Like, you can't even. It makes you click twice, and then it brings you all the way back to the homepage. So where's Lost? Right here. Yeah, Lost is probably not going to come back down, bro. Like, it's probably not. Whatever it came down now to at 770, it was just at 800 because it had a little buyout here, and it jumped up to 827. And this is what I mean, guys. Like, if you look at these boxes, like, some of them look like people buy them out in preparation for higher sales, and people may think that I'm crazy for thinking that, but at the same time, I wouldn't put it past people who are just trying to make money, and especially in a market like this where it can easily be manipulated. You know, it isn't a regulated market. There's so many things they can do to, you know, increase revenue in some way. So the box did pull back to 771. We only have 77 listed. This may be another box. This may be $1,000 by the end of the event, guys. It may be $1,000. There's nothing listed below 810, even though market price is 771. Let's see. You know, I would always suggest eBay, though, right? So this is why I'm going here. Let's see. What do we got on eBay? 814, 850. Of course, this is a different language. 780. You know, these are like the best prices you're going to find, right? Hopefully, it's a trusted seller, 100% positive. It has 54, so it looks like he's got some sales. The box looks to be in good condition. This is just an example. Like, this is where I would go. You know, and the box looks legit, right? You're looking at the box. It's got the little R. If for those of you that are looking for real boxes, it's got the little R next to that Pokemon logo. That's very important. If it doesn't have it, it's fake. The boxes also have this little pattern. I don't know if you guys can see it. It looks like a whole bunch of little flowers. That's one of the indicators. Just things like that, right? You look at the back of the box. You can compare it to other actual boxes if you already have one. Just looking at the, you know, anything that could be missing, you know, on the box. But this looks like a legit box. The seller has 100% positive feedback. So I would take the gamble. I think it'd be fine. And for the most part, I've had issues with eBay before, and they give me my money back. So just that, you know, this one is at 611 on the bid, but it's cut up the top. So whoever cut the freaking case, cut the box. Yeah, this is where I'd go. This is where I'd be on the lookout for. And if you are going to buy into Lost Origin, I wouldn't wait until that TCG Player Mayhem event comes into play, because all these guys are going to relist their boxes, and they're going to be that much more expensive. Let's see this guy, 740, 0 sales. It makes it that much harder. So, I mean, they got to start somewhere. You know, that's what sucks. They've got to start somewhere. But these boxes look legit. I mean, but it's tough, you know, especially with somebody who doesn't have any existing sales. Yeah, I would look locally or on eBay and try to find something decent, because, like I said before, you didn't see anything on TCG Player, as I showed you, below $810. So, like, what is this? What is that on top there? What is that? That looks weird. Why is this guy not showing? Seeing like this guy has 871, I guess, sales, 100% positive feedback. I would just contact him and see why, like take pictures from the side, like ask for multiple pictures. Usually they do it for you, they'll update it. That's what I'd look for. But I'd definitely be going to eBay because you're not going to find anything below 810 like we saw here on TCG Player. So my wife works at a local freight recovery company. Sometimes I can get packs for super cheap to rip, and she got 30 ascended for $2.99 each. Wild. That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts. There are people who would kill for that. Jay, brother, I have a question. I have bought a new simplified Chinese 2024 Lugia card. Number 146 PSA10. It's a Lugia where it's attacking the boat. Okay. Now English and Japan are going over 1,000. How do you feel about it? So it's tough to be buying a card that's a Chinese card that is not a Chinese exclusive and expect it to retain its value, to hold value because it's Chinese. And then you have the other two languages that are more popular or are favored more. So yeah, after like once everything settles, that card is probably not going to be as valuable as it is right now. Now, I can't tell you when the market's going to settle. That's something that no one can actually tell you. We do have the 30th coming. We have Rayquaza set after that coming. There's a lot of hype for that stuff. I spoke about this list that was leaked sometime last year around this time, and the list had all the sets that were supposed to come out, and that list for the most part has been like on point. And then so another one of the sets that are supposed to be coming out is a Ruby Sapphire set, like a shining Ruby Sapphire set, which would actually go crazy in this market. So then there would be more hype for that if that's legit. And then we have another Lucario set, which Lucario is one of the more popular Pokemon out there. The Aurora Seeker set. So I can't tell you when it's going to die down, when things are going to die down. Everything's really pumping right now, especially singles. So you can probably hold that card for a little longer and be okay. But at some point, that card will pull back like dramatically because the English and the Japanese cards will pull back as well. Like I said before, I can't tell you when. But the English being the more valuable one, at least in the market's eyes, and then the Japanese being second to that, the Chinese card will be the least valuable as it is right now. It's still not as valuable as the Japanese and English, but it'll be even worse once it does pull back. So just be aware of that. You know, if you want the card to just keep for yourself for your personal collection, that's great. The card probably looks just as good in Chinese as Japanese as English. But if you're worried about the value of the card, it will at some point pull back. And yeah, like I said before, I don't know what you're looking to do with the card. You know, if you're looking to sell the card, if you're already up on your money and you want to wait a few more months, for me, it'd be worth selling. How long you want to risk waiting, it's a whole different story. But yeah, it's there's so many things, right? Because you got to sell this card yourself. You're gonna have to go to somebody, right? A vendor is gonna buy it for you at a percentage. You're gonna have to list it on eBay if you don't do that, or maybe listed at an auction for it to actually go faster. But then at an auction, you don't even know what you're going to get back for that, right? I mean, you could set your limit, right? You could start it off at a certain price, but you don't know if it's going to sell. And that's what I would do. If I was going to do it myself, I would auction it and set a limit so that I could have at least a portion of the value that I want. Or I would send it off to a consignment service. That's the other option because they'll do it for you. They already have positive feedback. They have a reputation. Like all these other, whether it's Arizona TCG, what do you call these cards? I think it was like TC or CT sports cards, Probestein, whatever you want to do. But at some point, you're going to have to make the sale yourself. So just, you got to add in the time for that too, right? You're going to have to make sure you time this properly so that you don't lose out on your possible gains. So keep that in mind. I mean, I hope that helped. Pokeblab, what is going on, brother? What's up? How you doing, man? Thank you for stopping by. Happy Memorial Day, guys. Happy Memorial Day to all of you guys. Yo, what's up? Hope you're okay and God bless. I got a question, if that's cool. Of course. I see the money drop on the Charizard from Phantasmal, but I want it bad. 900 is high for a rock card. Hell yeah. If you so right now, like I don't recommend, like it depends how long are you going to be here for, right? If you're going to actually be here for a good while, um it doesn't matter. Like, how do I say this? It's so hard to not buy a card right now that you want, right? Um let me just, since we're just talking, it's hard to not buy a card right now that you just simply want, right? You have the money, it's available, or readily available for the right price, and you buy it. If you're going to be around the hobby for a while, right? If you actually are going to stick around, I see no need to buy an incredibly expensive card for your personal collection. Now, if you were trying to buy a card to flip or to grade and stuff like that, this is the time to do it. Right now, everything sells. Right now, even these guys that I showed you on eBay, right? What even these guys that I showed you on eBay that have a low reputation and are just starting to sell product on eBay, they're gonna sell. Like that box that I showed you, most likely after a few days, especially the closer we get to that mayhem event, even after we get to that mayhem event, if he still has that price, it's gone. I promise you, it's gonna be gone. It doesn't even matter. Right now, everything is selling. Um, so right now, it's a great time to be selling stuff. It's in some cases it's a good time to be buying, but not every case. Not in, especially with singles. Singles are insanely inflated right now, like insane. Like a lot of these cards are going to pull back. Like I know that some of the charts don't show that, but then again, we've gone from hype cycle to hype cycle to hype cycle, and they have gotten like to all-time highs, right? I'm just gonna look it up, and when I look it up, I'll pull it up for you. Um, of course, every single hype cycle, it looks like every card has hit a new all-time high, which is fine, but there is a pullback, and it typically is a lot less expensive than you know what? I'm not gonna pull this Charizard up because it doesn't have enough history. So we're gonna go to, what do we go to? What's a popular? Let's go to the Umbreon from Evolving Skies. Let's see what that's showing. Just as an example, as how things just they do pull back, right? Especially in bear markets where everything's just that much slower. So it has data from 2021, but you can at least see how there's periods where the cards pull back, right? So right, you see this, you see the jumps, right? Let's zoom in here. Oops, whoa. So you see the jumps. Of course, 2025. This is when the bull run was starting. The card jumped, pulled back, it jumped, it pulled back, right? Look at where we are right now. Look at this is where a lot of cards are. A lot of cards in this very moment are at an all-time high. Cards that you didn't expect to be at an all-time high, you weren't looking at them, and then you look at it and you thought to yourself, wow, just a month ago it was $100 and now it's 250 or even 300. So yeah, I don't know. That Charizard is 900 right now, but I feel like at some point it is going to pull back. Even this Umbreon, what was this Umbreon Raw a year ago? Like, I mean, this Umbreon is a grail, so it was already pretty expensive. But there was a lot of other cards that are probably. Let's see what a great card to talk about is the Lugia, because I love the damn Lugia. I love the Lugia from Sword and Shield, which he was just talking about in Chinese. But just to see, right? So, like, this card is amazing, right? I think we can all agree. Great card, like amazing card. From Silver Tempest. It right now, and this is not showing condition, but we could look at even the sales here. Ungraded sold listings 420, 381 on eBay. This is all eBay sales, 477, 561. So at least on eBay, you can see that there are some sales here that are near mint in English. You look near mint. Now, whether they're actually near mint is a whole different story. We're not going to exactly look into that, but at least you can see the sales here where they're at, right? So look at where they were before the hype period in 2024, $175. $175 for a card that is around, I would say, 450 now, maybe 500, right? And look at what it was in a PSA 10 in that time, just before the hype period. 344, under $400, 405 in November. And then when the hype period came, 679. But look at it now. Look at where it's at, $1,542. It's way above at any point, and this was still at the high period last year before that little pullback we had in September through December into the new year. So look at that. Everything is at an all-time high, guys. Like, just be aware of all that. You know, it's so hard, like, to keep up with everything in the hobby, uh, unless you're actually looking at all the information from years back and actually taking the time because you're in the moment, right? You're in the moment. You might be at a card show. You think to yourself, I want to buy this card like right now. So just be careful. Um, hopefully that helps. Are we looking for sealed 151 in the bar? In the bar. I, I guess you're talking about Bacardi 151. That's what I assume you're talking about. Grim, what is going on, brother? Welcome, man. How you doing? Thank you, bro. I appreciate your insight, very educational. Hey, as long as it helps, that's really what we're here for. We really should be helping each other. It's not. Um, I don't have a reason not to help. I don't know. People gatekeep. Sometimes they don't want to answer. I don't know. They don't want to give you questions. They're afraid to give you their opinions because you may lose out. But I'm giving you my opinion. You want my opinion? I will give it to you straight out, like honestly, like the truth that I believe to be. So Charizard from Phantasmal will never be affordable. It'll never be insanely affordable, but it will be more affordable than what it is right now. The card is $900 raw. It's $900 raw. It will pull back. Now, will it be cheap? I that did not come out of my mouth at all. I never said it would be cheap. That is, in my opinion, one of the best Charizards ever made. So, but the Charizard is at, what is it at now? 805 market. 805 market. It did drop at some point to 455 in December, and it's almost doubled that. I would have to believe that as expensive as that raw card is, it will pull back at some point. It just won't be affordable. I'm not saying it's going to be cheap. It's not going to be a cheap card, man. It's not. Oh, I'm here to stay, brother. I just got back into collecting a couple months ago, and I'm just seeing crazy spikes. Kind of panic buying. FOMO got me. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do that stuff. That's why, like, I just focus on I just focus on sealed product that I believe is in a position to actually start moving. Things that are high in demand, things that sometimes have low quantity, which makes a big difference with market price because the less supply there is, of course, the more demand, and so it justifies a higher value, and so that's something that everybody's used to. But things like that I think can take off. Like I've been talking about Sword and Shield for the last month. Now, Sword and Shield has been getting some attention, and we're getting to this mayhem event, and I think that people are going to start targeting these more expensive boxes because they have an incentive to buy. So now they have an incentive to buy because they're going to get store credit that they could use for other products. So, and it's clearly products that they already wanted. They already had an interest in that they wanted to hold for years down the line. So, yeah, FOMO. That's why I said FOMO can get anyone, especially if you're new. If you watch some of my other videos, I will literally talk about like 7 things that I feel like are good pickups or maybe a good opportunity. That's, of course, in my opinion, nothing's set in stone, but I will mention like 7 different things. Now, as a newcomer to the hobby, like, how do you decide out of those 7 which one to buy? Or sometimes you might feel like you have to buy all 7. So this, it can be pretty overwhelming. Chill, what's going on, brother? Chili. Hi, I was wondering what the best card to buy for 700. I was seeing the Mimikyu and Gengar at 650 PSA 1. What PSA 10? Which Mimikyu and which Gengar? Let me know. I'll of course get back to it. I'm trying to keep up with the. No, yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Pull back to 100. Yeah, that won't happen. Hell no. That Charizard is probably going to pull back. It's at 805 right now. Maybe it pulls back to 6.5. I can't guarantee anything below that. No way. It all depends on how this market continues, right? A lot of it has to do with people keeping sealed, which is stopping these singles from actually reaching the market. Um, so that's a big part of it, right? Even the regular ETBs for Phantasmal Flames are looking like buys to people. Like, people are speculating that those ETBs are going to do well. Now they can. They're very displayable. It's got Charizard at the front. I mean, If anything, for the regular ETBs, that's one of the better buys, right? Because it's got Charizard smack on the front and it looks really cool. But yeah, everybody's keeping every single thing sealed, and normally those regular ETBs are getting ripped, and people are buying cases, putting them away, so they're not even reaching the market. We'll have to see where that goes, but I think a decent pullback from 805 to 600 is not bad. If we get into like a bear market, it might pull back even further than that, but I don't want to say 400 because that's half the price that it is right now. That's a big jump down. So we'll see. I mean, but it is a single. They're like incredibly volatile. So yeah. You meant bear. Oh, in the bear market, you want to buy sealed 151. I find it so hard to justify some of these things, right? Like I would like a 151 ETB, but no one's gonna rip it. And it for sure has to be a legit just displayable item. And then I'll tell you, this is where my head is at. There are certain products that I feel like are long-term holds and certain products that I feel like are flips. And a lot of the 151 products, and for me, would just be flips because, for example, if you don't have an ETB, right, that's a displayable item, right? Then now you have booster bundles, collection boxes, all this stuff that isn't displayable. You would have to assume that whoever buys it wants to rip it. And now we're talking about ripping, I don't know, what are they now? $40 packs? Like it's not going to be that easy to move. You know what I mean? But with another hype period around, they're going to get ripped just like Evolving Skies got ripped, because even I ripped Evolving Skies at $25 a pack. So it could work. It's something that just runs through my mind sometimes. There's things that I feel like should be flips for me. I feel like those things that are based on pack price should be flipped. Like I have Ascended Heroes collection boxes, like I have a case. Those are going to be flipped at some point because it's going to be that much harder to sell something at a $30 pack per price, a $40 pack per price. So we'll see. I could be 100% wrong, but I just have that thought in mind. There's different products for different purposes. So that's the way I see that. Sorry, I was just getting a phone call. But yeah, I mean, it's 151 is 151. We know 151 is it's just going to kill it for a long time. But maybe you're going to find great opportunities. Maybe I'll look at 151 and say, wow, that's an opportunity. I'm going to take advantage. But at the moment, the way that 151 is just taking off, it looks crazy. It looks crazy. Like it actually needs to slow down. Like it actually does. I think this TCG event might bring another leg up for Black Bull and White Flare. Went to a few shows this month trying to find the cards and a few farms. Yeah. So I've mentioned several times, there are people out here who are content creators that are actual vendors, people who just have online sites and things like that. All their Black Bull and White Flare is moving, all of it. And I made a video the other day. Talking about how many Black Bull ETBs we have listed on TCG Player, which isn't much. So then that means it'll jump up in price really quickly. White Flare, we have a lot more, but it's still not a lot either. And we don't know when we're going to get any of that coming to the market. It's just something that we're not getting any news about. So it probably will be a leg up for most good products across the board. If not most, then every single good product, like everything that's in demand, whether it's Prismatic Evolution, CTBs, Black Bull, White Flare, Destined Rivals, possibly Surging Sparks, but there's a lot more Surging Sparks on the site. So it might create a leg up, but it just might not be as much. Then we have things like everything in Sword and Shield, Brilliant, Lost, Silver Tempest, bro. Silver Tempest is something that I've been talking about a ton, right? How much Silver Tempest do you guys think? I'm not going to skip your comments, but right now, because I'm clearly falling behind, but I'm not going to skip the comments. I will come back to the comments from this point on. But if you guys can let me know right now, if you guys had to guess, how many Silver Tempest ETBs do you guys think are on the site? If you haven't already seen it, if you have already seen it, then don't even answer. Just let me know real quick for the next 30 seconds. Let me know how many of these booster boxes you think are listed. Oh, I already showed it a little bit. I hope you guys didn't see it. I hope you guys didn't see it. Let's see. I'm going to give it a few seconds to see if people can guess how many are listed of these boxes on TCG Player. And what's funny is that people talked about Silver Tempest being one of the boxes that we have so many of because it was later on in Sword and Shield and no one was buying it and things like that. But yeah, and it's also possible that more get listed on the site because the Mayhem event does come into play or will come into play. But it's gonna make a big difference, man. It really is. So let's see. After everybody put their numbers, there's 25 boxes on TCG Player, guys. 25. What were the guesses? 47, 90, 250. I mean, there's 28 people in here. You guys could have all guessed, but I also didn't want to make everybody wait. So we have 25 boxes listed on TCG Players, guys. So think about it. Market price is 534, and what's so crazy is that TCG Player really has this hold over the whole market where everyone just goes off of this market price, which I don't believe should be the thing, but it is a thing. Because there are, of course, if you go now on eBay, I'm pretty sure you're going to find much more than 25 on there, but there's only 25 on TCG Player. And we're looking, you see here already, the listed average is $734. So what's that going to do to this 534 market price when these actually start selling? Right? Within like 7 sales, guys, you're already at the $700 point for the lowest listed after like 7 sales for this box. Pretty crazy. I mean, I've been talking about Sword and Shield because of these situations that we're in with the amount of quantity on TCG Player and just the fact that it's been steadily growing. Outside from this day where some of these boxes were bought, it's been pretty stagnant. It's had some organic growth, which I absolutely love. And so I thought it was in a good place and a good time to be talking about them. So that's where that's at, which is pretty crazy. Snack, what's going on, brother? What is going on? Welcome to the stream. All right, moving on to the comments. I do agree with what you said on that last video I watched of yours, that Mega Evolution Enhanced Booster Box is very overlooked. Yeah, it is. The only thing is that it is a newer set, but we're seeing that Pokemon isn't keeping up with all this stuff. And it's got a lot of popular Pokemon in there. It's got the Latias, it's got Venusaur, it's got Lucario, it's got Gardevoir, it's got the evolution line for Venusaur. It's got the box topper on top on it, right? So, and the box topper itself has a low gem rate, which means that it's more valuable in a PSA 10 than the regular one as well, the regular Bulbasaur. So, I think it's a good buy. You just have to remember that because it came out recently, you're going to have a longer hold. Now, older things like Silver Tempest are more prone to move right now, especially with an event like this because it's older, it's not getting reprinted. But Mega Evolution, I think it's one of those that if you could find it at an affordable price, which it is not really at an affordable price, it's almost double MSRP because of this insane market. It would be a longer hold to see some real gains on that. But it is, in my opinion, if there was going to be a longer hold, that'd be one of my top picks for sure. How are you feeling about Japanese sealed? I feel like it's a good buy to hold. So for Japanese sealed, I don't think it's a bad buy, right? They just lag behind English. But for sure, stick to the boxes that are popular, right? If you're looking at if you just think about the English boxes that sell, Prismatic, buy Terastal. If you look at Phantasmal Flames, buy Inferno X. If you're looking at Distant Rivals, buy the Team Rocket side, not the Heatwave Arena, things like that. Buy the popular ones, like Paldean Fates. For a while, I had made a video a good while ago about Shiny Treasure. Did people listen? Probably not, because it's Japanese and people hate when you talk about Japanese sealed product on investing channels. But yeah, it's possibly something that can do really well for you. It has done in the past for the top tier sets, and it's happened time and time again. Even though people overlook them, it really has happened. Karma, what is going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Pokeblab. Mayhem not worth it. Essentially, get your tax back. Go to a show, especially for sealed, in my opinion. Yeah, no. I'm not saying buy on TCG Player because of this event. I'm saying that people are going to buy because there is a so-called incentive there, right? If you can go to a show and buy sealed, of course, that's great. I'm not suggesting buy on TCG Player. I always, if anything, I always suggest buy on eBay, and I'm a big believer in that because even though some people love when things get inflated, for me, I'm all about the entry point. So I want the best entry point possible. And if I genuinely want the best entry point, then that means that I'm not going to buy on TCG Player because I'm actually actively affecting the market price. Now, price charting does exist. Card ladder exists, of course. Collector. I don't know where they pulled their data from, but to me that doesn't really matter because everybody goes off TCG Player market price. Yeah, sometimes people go off of eBay's last sold, but I'd rather buy on eBay where the market isn't just absolutely ticking off because you had a few sales. Unlike TCG Player, I'm sticking to eBay. I always recommend that. I always want a better entry point. That's just where I go. But no, for sure, Mayhem not really worth it when you're buying an expensive box. If you buy Silver Tempest at 550, you are exactly getting that $50 back, and you're getting just your tax back, basically, like Pokebab just said. But it is going to affect. The big deal is that it is going to affect the market price of everything once this event comes into play because people aren't actually going to buy. It's like people don't think about that. They don't think about how they're just going to get their tax back. They just see the all they see is this, right? All they see is the TCG Player logo here where it says Mayhem Sweepstakes $50 in TCG Player store credit. That's per order, right? So you could order multiple things and get your store credit. And it says somewhere here, earn a total of 8% store credit on all products. We're giving away $50. Well, 8% is all your tax back. That's it. And then you're possibly winning $50. So I mistook that, but the $50 is still close to what you would get back for Silver Tempest on that 8%. So all you're doing is essentially not paying tax, which isn't horrible because tax tacked on top always sucks. But that's all people really think about. All they see is the 8%, and they think that it's the greatest thing in the world, and they buy. Same thing happened last year, and they bought. And it drove the market price up like an insane amount. So PSA 1's kind of hard, not going to lie. I mean, if it's for your collection, I mean, I think, it's so crazy that there is actually a market for PSA 1's. Like, I'm actually surprised about that. It's not for me, but people do it. They like PSA 1's, which is fine. Yeah, I got Phantasmal ETB sealed. It looks clean next to the Mega Charizard UPC. Yeah, it's that's what I said. Displayability is there for it, and people are buying it. But typically the regular ETBs usually get ripped, and now they're not getting ripped, so you're not having as many of those Charizards coming into the market. So that's something that's definitely delaying that and keeping that price up there in that $800 range. Jay, you still have your Blooming Waters? Yes, I do. I do. It's still up there. It's still up there. I don't have a lot of boxes. I'm not gonna lie. I did have because I didn't stack Blooming Waters like that. I think I had like 8 boxes, and I ripped them all, and then I bought a few more. So like I said before, I love to rip. If I didn't, I would have so much more. Like whether it be booster bundles, poster collections, ETBs, like everything. I would have more of every single product I have. 151 would be a long-term hold for me, but I feel you. Yeah, it's just at a certain point you have to realize that the more expensive items are harder to sell. But eventually I guess you could still sell them, you know what I'm saying? Have you ripped any Chaos Rising? I just ripped 2 booster bundles. I did join in on some ripping ships on Whatnot. I pulled the Clay Doll on Whatnot. I pulled the Crobat on Whatnot. From the booster bundles, we did pull the Xerneas, and I feel like we pulled some. Did we pull anything else? I think that was it, the Xerneas. And then it was a full art card, a Minchino or a Cinchino full art, and then that like Surf trainer card. I'm tempted to take a profit on Ascended Heroes ETBs. I mean, you're up 100 Canadian on each. They're probably going to keep rising because we're so low on product. And especially, like I said before, with this Mayhem event, it's going to take off even further. If I were you, we're so close to this Mayhem event. It's on the 28th. You might as well wait if you really wanted to sell them, which is fine. You could sell half of them and make all your money back. But at the same time, for Ascended Heroes, for a lot of people, is a long-term hold. If you don't want to be around long-term, waiting on the product to appreciate in value, or maybe wait through the bear market, you really don't feel like it. You don't have to. You really don't. Everybody says 3 to 5 years, but you do not have to. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, 100 in each. The tag team alt art. Which were you talking about? I'm trying to go back to your comment. Oh, the Gengar Mimikyu alt art. Okay. Yeah, everything's still inflated. What do you? It all depends on what you're buying it for. If it's for your PC, see those cards though. Unlike the Charizard, they have some age, right? And there's not going to be any more coming to the market. Nobody's ripping tag team or anything tag team. So you may see a pullback at some point once things slow down. But if you're comfortable buying it now, it's for your PC. Um, you know, it wouldn't hurt. But at the same time, you could buy it now and it may continue to rise. We still have the rest of the year to go, guys. Like the hype, I want to always express, or at least make sure that you guys are cautious, because I'm cautious. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk to you guys exactly how I would approach situations. That Gengar Mimikyu tag team Altar, just the fact that it's a Gengar is probably going to continue rising in value throughout the year, especially. Like the 30th Rayquaza, the Aurora Seeker, or whatever, the Aura Seeker, those possible um, Ruby and Sapphire sets. I think that the tag teams, that tag team is going to do well. It's going to continue to bump. So that's what I think is going to happen with that card. Here in Sam's has less than 100K on stock in the SPC. That kind of sucks. I hope I get some. I hope I get two. But then again as well, really looking forward to things pulling back. Now, if anybody's interested on the SPC and you are going to pay market price, how much do you guys think it's really going to pull back? Like it's pulled back. Oh, it pulled back even further today. People are dumping this thing right now. So it pulled back down to 278 after it jumped back up to 290. So people in preparation for Sam's, so I was just looking at my phone because the chart says May 26th, and I'm like, it's not May 26th, and I don't want to miss out on that drop. So tomorrow, it'll drop tomorrow. 278. Will it pull back a little further? Maybe, depending on the listings here. Yeah, it actually can. 270, 275. As long as people keep buying at this price, it'll probably pull back a little further. And then when the Mayhem event comes, it might drop to 250. If I'm not even trying to be too optimistic. I think 250 is reasonable. $20 down. And if it's true that's only 100,000 in stock, then I don't think it's going to drop that much. So 250 is going to have to be a buying point for me, or 240 or something like that. So it all depends. It all depends on how much it drops. People are going to go crazy though. Be ready. Once that event comes in, even tomorrow morning, you might find yourself with a good buying opportunity. So be ready to see what that event does to this product, because it might actually take off. It may dip and then take off instantly. It might not even make it to the Mayhem event, to be honest. Yeah, that's definitely going to move. You're talking about the Silver Tempest box for sure. What made you get into collecting, if you don't mind me asking? I've always liked Pokemon, and my brother showed me a 151 Blastoise. That's all it took. That's all it took. I couldn't afford it as a kid. I played the game a ton. And all it took was my brother to show me a few cards, and that's it. I was in like head first. Like I just dove in. When and where is the Mayhem event? The Mayhem event is on TCG Player, and it will be on the 28th. The big deal here is not exactly me telling you about the Mayhem event so that you could buy into it. It's so that you could be aware that a lot of this stuff is going to take off. So be ready. I traded my Fusion Strike ETB for a gold Mega Greninja EX off Facebook Marketplace today. Long-term hold for the Greninja for me, but bought Fusion Strike back in 22 for MSRP. Oh, wow. But why didn't you trade for the regular Greninja with some cash on top, maybe? Because that gold card, from what we're seeing, even with these other gold cards, they're starting to pull back. Like they're holding value, but they're pulling back. And I don't know if people dislike the gold cards. I personally don't absolutely love the gold cards. But if we look at the cards, aside from this card here, because it is the only version of the Charizard Y, right? So, and it's also from Ascended Heroes. We don't have another Charizard Y in recent times. We only have the X. And yeah, so I started coming back up, but for a while it did dip back down, and everything is up right now. So, but if we're looking at other gold cards, like what else we have? Even this Phantasmal one pulled back below where it was, right? Am I wrong in saying that? Let's see. Let's double check. Just so you could be aware, be careful. It's at 343. Look at the movement it's having. Look at this movement. This is what I'm saying. Within the last 3 months, look at it already did. 378. to 343. Before that, it was 336. Before that, it was 383, 82. This is the change, the volatility that I'm talking about that happens with singles and with gold cards, especially. Not everybody exactly loves them. When it first came out, it was at 443. It was at an all-time high. Before that, even 641, I guess around pre-release times, came down to 330. So it's been fluctuating a decent amount. Will it continue to hold like things like this? Like, I don't know. A lot of people dislike the gold cards. So just be aware. Be aware of that, man. Trying to stack up major chase cards from Mega Evolution. Yeah. I mean, there's really good chase cards here. We're talking about like the Lucario. Like I said, Lucario. So I know Lucario isn't within the first few gens and all that, but keep in mind that as time moves forward, the people who are younger are going to be looking to buy things that are Lucario, things that are Greninja. But you could be buying SIRs, is what I'm saying, because it seems like the sentiment in the hobby right now is that they like the SIRs a lot more than the gold. So, unlike the gold cards from Crown Zenith, these cards, people seem to be saying a lot of negative things about it. So just be aware about that kind of stuff. Be aware about what's going on in the hobby and how people are taking to these products, whether they're products or cards, singles. So just be aware, because you never know. You could have potentially put yourself in an even better position with the SIR. You just, I don't know. That's just the way I see it. I already see the sentiment. People are not liking gold cards. And look! I just scrolled down. I just saw this. Burger Bones. Gold cards are lazy as fuck. This is what I'm saying. I can't even make this up. This just I can't even make it up. So just be aware of things like that. Think about the sentiment in the hobby. If you want to go, even you could post this stuff on Reddit. People will reply. Post it on Reddit. Ask questions to people who know what they're talking about on Instagram, on YouTube channels. You could have asked me if you wanted. You could have been in my Discord channel and talked about it with guys. This is why my Discord channel is there. I always talk about wanting to help people and people helping each other. That's a community that I actually have in my Discord, which I absolutely love. So, yo, DJ, what's going on? I'm surprised you're not live today, bro. Happy Memorial Day, man. Thank you for hopping in. I'm surprised you're not live. Yo, saying 151 got me bad. I seen a squirrel and I was in love with Pokemon growing up, silver and gold. Yeah, exactly. That's all it takes sometimes, man. All it takes is something that helps you reminisce, or something you see nostalgia with. Like for me, like the thing that really gets me with the Squirtle is the Squirtle Squad. Squirtle with the glasses gets me every time. Like if they made a card with that Squirtle, I'm buying it. If they made a card with that Squirtle, I'm buying a few. I'll tell you that. Sam's drop tomorrow, online only or in the store too? No, online only. Online only, and I actually oh, you know what? I have it right here. Let's see, just real quick. Online only, May 26th. Availability begins 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Right? May 26th, 10 p.m. Central Standard, online only, which is smart, in my opinion. Who really wants to deal with the mayhem out there in the streets with people like getting online and fighting over these ghost chairs? Like, it's insane. Sam's Club did it right. Like, they're gonna sell whatever they gotta sell, and they don't have to deal with the BS. It might suck. I don't know if Sam's is a hard place to buy from, but I bought those prismatic surprise boxes with the booster bundles, like the actual bundle. I actually was able to go in twice, which meant I got 4, because one was a bundle of 2, right? So it worked out for me when that happened. So hopefully this is similar. Hopefully the bots can't actually destroy this thing. 30. I don't know. I'm sorry. There's so many things I'm talking about. I don't know what you guessed 34 or said 30. Maybe you were behind in the chat. Yeah, I think you might have been behind in the chat, maybe guessing on Silver Tempest. I'm assuming that. If I'm wrong, let me know. You have the Squirtle Squad plushies? No, I've never even seen them, to be honest. I've never seen. I'm not like big into plushies like that, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I'm not really fond of them like that. I'd rather have like a figure. Like I actually want a, like, what is this? I got like 4 inches there. I would like a Mewtwo figure to put on top of that ETB. That's something I would like. Like I like figures like that. Like, like I actually have a. Ignore the fact that the thing got delivered with the arm broken. I do have the arm. I just have to glue it in. But it's supposed to be able to move. The arms move. right? But I have like a Greninja one, for example. I like the figures. I have a Bulbasaur one. I have like others. I have a Meowth, like the Pokemon that remind me of my childhood. So I do like the figures better than the plushies. I'm not gonna lie. I love the gold Mega Charizard. Well, though, there's a market for it. There's a reason why it's still expensive. It's not like, yeah, it's hard to pull, and that gives it its own value. But it's also that there are people. Let me just get comfortable because I feel like I'm leaning forward. It's bothering my back. So of course there's a market for it. People do like the gold card, like some people do, but the majority of people seem to not be liking it. So, bro, look it up there. Fire. I'll try to remember. The Mewtwo figure is sick. Would look sick on the ETB. Yeah, but I don't. It doesn't have. I don't have the space for it because I think that Mewtwo figure is like 6 to 8 inches tall or something like that. I would have to assume. What's funny? I just started thinking about DJ right now because the purpose of this live was to talk about and also make people aware of what's going to happen with this TCG Mayhem event. And I'm thinking about him now because he's already been buying collections and he's stocking his store. And now this event's going to come out, and every single thing that he bought at like 80% or whatever it was is about to be like insane, like much more valuable than whatever he bought it at, which is crazy. Luis, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream, man. Buenas noches, ¿cómo están? We are good, brother. Happy Memorial Day, man. Have they not done? No, they have not done that card in the glasses. Hell no. You would know about it. you would know about it. I promise you would know about it 100%. So yeah, like thinking about like DJ because he has a store, and this is where it matters. Like people who are holding product, like I have product behind me. I have product. I have cases of some things. Sadly, I don't have like Sword and Shield cases, which would be amazing. But even today, like for myself, like today, I have the opportunity to go on eBay and buy some Silver Tempest if I want to, right? Which I have a few boxes. I only have a few, but if I really wanted to buy more, I could go right now and take advantage of the opportunity because they're going to take off during the TCG Player Mayhem event, right? So all these older products here, like what did we talk about? Destined Rivals has more quantity listed, but it's going to take off. We can already see that. But the older sets, maybe Paldea and Fates, people target, right? Well, how many ETBs do we have on here of the regular ones? These are the regular ones already at $545. We only have 97 listed on the site. So it already got bought out on one of these days a little bit. And these buyouts, like they don't seem like a lot, but 54 items at $400 is a decent amount. Like when you talk about the dollar value. So, and that's why it impacts this chart so much, right? And especially because we don't have that much listed on the site. So this box can get easily bought out and get pumped to like $700. Let's see what's next. Just different things like you guys should be aware of because you guys may be holding some of this stuff. Temporal Forces, I like the set personally. I know not everyone likes it, but there's only 54 boxes listed on the site. Listed average is 360. Depending on how many sells, this box may be at 360 at some point, just in a matter of days, right? So what else? Let's see. We already spoke about Black Bolt and White Flare just because we don't have a lot of product listed. Obsidian Flames, just because it has a Charizard. In all honesty. It's already at 377. We only have 85 boxes listed on the site. Listed average, 450. Will probably be $400 after the event, maybe a little more. And I'm not even, like I said, I'm being optimistic. I already showed you guys Fusion Strike went from 400 and something dollars to 770. So I'm just being optimistic, man. I don't want to make you guys think. I also don't want to be like insanely wrong. I try to be a little generous because it gives you cushion at least. You need wiggle room. Whenever you even try to speculate, there needs to be wiggle room. You can't be too bullish or too bearish. You need to find a medium somewhere. So, and I already spoke about Paldea Evolved, possibly Scarlet Violet Base, which I don't have any of. I want one. Just for my personal collection. I really love having the booster boxes displayed. Like it looks sick to me. Like I love it. But it's already at $300. Had a decent buy volume on the end of April. 267 listed on the site. It's not crazy. It's not crazy expensive. 267 is not bad for this booster box, especially since it has some age. It's a base set that's no longer being printed, so that's not bad right there, in my opinion. I do love these ETBs though, the purple and the red. But the real big deal that I am really focusing on right now is Sword and Shield. I showed you guys Silver Tempest has 25 boxes listed. We looked at Lost Origin, right? Even Astral Radiance. I like this set. I know some people don't like it. I know some people like to trash it all the time. They trash it because they feel like it doesn't have that big chase. I think it's a nice set. It's at $400. We only have 54 listed on the site, with the average being $481. So, like, even looking at like looking at Astral Radiance, right? Just to look at the set, because I love to remind people about things, right? Like, there was a while back where somebody was saying that Shrouded Fable sucked, and then I brought up the Shrouded Fable set, and they were like, "Oh, I didn't remember. I forgot that there was a Horsey in there. That's a really nice card." I'm like, "Well, yeah, this is why, you can't just follow hype. Do your homework. Like, look, the Machamp is the top card here. It's at $196. I do like that Pokédata just included the PSA 10 values. So if you click on PSA, it'll actually refresh, and you can click and look through the PSA slabs, which is pretty cool to me. So, and it organizes it for you. Now, this is a card that I spoke about the other day that you could easily have in your collection and you could be ignoring. It has been insane in a 10. $472. Guys, it's $8 raw. Just a grading play, right? That I'm gonna make a video about cards to grade. Because I have been talking and insane about grading, and I think that you guys should be taking advantage of grading right now, especially since everything is selling. And this hobby is expensive. Like, it's a way to fund your hobby, and the hobby can fund itself in that way. But yeah, so this set to me is actually pretty damn good, right? So we have the Machamp V here, which is actually a nice card. This is my favorite card in the set. I have it. I pulled it myself. I love this card. This Palkia, really cool card. It's actually, I believe this card, it kind of mimics a specific art. I don't know much about art, so I can't tell you what it's called, but there is an actual art piece that's really valuable that this looks like. A really cool card. Um, then the Kingdra is really nice. Of course, these are PSA 10 values, so let's go back because they're not going to show you all the regular cards here. So raw. So here we go. The Dialga is pretty badass. I mean, the Garchomp V. Garchomp is a pretty popular Pokemon. Cynthia is one of the most popular trainers out there. This is a really cool trainer gallery card as well. Like, I feel like people really, I don't know why they trashed this set so bad. Like, it actually has really nice cards. The Hisuian Sleazer alt art, the Beedrill alt art. Then of course the trainer gallery, which we've been talking about already. Really cool trainer gallery with the Zacian, and then you have another alt art here with the Lilligant. Then you have more Galarian Gallery. You have all three birds in this set. Where's the other bird? Here it is. The Zapdos, the Kingdra. Like, it's a pretty underrated set in my opinion. I feel like people trash it for no reason. Like, this is a beautiful Gardevoir card. I don't know. I think that the set's better than what people make it out to be. Yes, it doesn't have this insane chase. The Machamp V is nowhere close to what any of the other cards are in Sword and Shield, but I still think there's value here. Like, for me, in my opinion, of course. Got to dip, brother. Yep. Yo, Frederick, thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate you being here. Like I said before, if you need any help, you got questions, and you just want to ask, be free to join. You're free to join the Discord. I mean, everyone is. But for those of you that do want to just talk, we're there for it. And if you're somebody that has knowledge in the Pokemon hobby, and you want to jump in and you want to help and be cool with everybody else in there, then you're more than free to do so as well. I'm not a Sam's Club member. Do you recommend it when it comes to buying Pokemon TCG? So for this event, there's two different levels of membership on Sam's Club. One is like the guest membership, and then the other is like premium. For this item, you're going to have the premium. Keep that in mind. You're going to have the premium. So I already have the regular one. I think it's an additional like 40 something bucks for me to get the premium one. Adro, what is going on, man? What is up? So right back to this before I forget. Sam's Club is good for certain drops. There are things that are good quality products that do come on Sam's Club, and just like Best Buy, sometimes Walmart, Target, it's one of the few places for you to get things or product at MSRP or even under MSRP. So that's why it's good to have Sam's Club. Uh, do you want to continuously keep paying Sam's Club every month without actually knowing what's going to come to like you don't know what they're going to have, when they're going to list it? Like the last Sam's Club thing they had was in February, and that was the prismatic surprise box with the booster bundle. So since February, they I think they had that, and they had some black bull and white flare stuff, and then after that they didn't have anything else until now. So I mean, at least that can give you somewhat of a measuring tool, I guess, or a gauge of how often they drop Pokemon on there, which is not much, but it's one of the few ways to get like product at a decent price. So Snack bread, what's good? What's up? So booster box is just going forever to be over 200 now, huh? Well, whatever's out right now is gonna take off. Whatever's out right now is absolutely gonna take off because of this event that's coming out on Thursday. So I don't know. I don't know if they're forever going to be 200. If we get into a bear market, clearly, the bear market is a period where people aren't buying, right? Or people can't justify buying, or people just don't want to buy, or they go into something else and they don't focus on a hobby. And this is just a large scale thing, right? It's across the board where people don't want to buy anymore, or they don't want to spend the money. So if that happens, yeah, you will have boxes over 200. It's just not right now. So Roxy, what is going on, bro? Welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for stopping by. You're always here, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Integra, no problem, man. No problem. So yeah, once again, Brilliant Stars. Looking at Brilliant Stars, where that may go, right? I was actually going to make a video about this, but screw it. We're just going to do it here live. So look, 66 boxes listed on TCG Player. Listed average $740. Market price right now is 600. So what is? Think about it, guys. What can Brilliant Stars potentially do in the next few days with this event? If the first page sells off, and that's just being optimistic as well. I don't think that they're going to sell 10 boxes. I think much more than that is going to sell for Brilliant Stars. The next lowest listed after the first page, which is just 10 boxes sold, is $683, guys. Yeah, this TCG Player event might do some legit damage across the board here. Let's see what else. What else is in Sword and Shield that could be a target? Chilling Rain, possibly, but I don't know. A lot of people like to downplay Chilling Rain as well, so you just never know. Fusion, of course, being one of the better boxes that this can move. I mean, it's a $1,000 box, but yeah, this may move as well. At 1,000, there's only 54 listed. Listed average is 1,400. Wow, yeah, another one that can absolutely just obliterate the market, right? So, what else? I think battle styles. Look, I don't even know if evolving is going to move because, I mean, I guess you could save your tax there for that, like Pokeball pointed out, but it's still $2,600. It's that much harder to buy, right? But battle styles, another set that's probably a bit underrated at 272, maybe a buying opportunity for some people. Only 99 boxes listed on TCG Player. I don't have a single one, so I might buy one. Just for the collection, I do have a Vivid Voltage. It's purple. So is this one. I did buy the Vivid Voltage just because it was purple, not because of anything else. Oops. So yeah, this set, like, it gets downplayed because Urshifu is in the set, and people don't like Urshifu like that. But in reality, like, the cards here are pretty cool, and I'm surprised this card isn't doing better. It's got like multiple Pokemon in the image as well, which typically is a good sign for a lot of the other cards like that have cameos. Usually do really well. The Sleeping Tyranitar, of course, everybody knows this card. Amazing, beautiful card. I love this Pokemon. I can't believe it's still 65 bucks. It was actually in the 40s for a long time. If I go like to a year back, like it was in the 40s, low 50s. Like, this card is so nice. So nice. Let's see. Yeah, you have the Urshifus, you have the Rapid Strike, the Single Strike. They all look really cool. These cards are really nice. The only thing this set doesn't have is a trainer gallery. But aside from that, and then you have the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. Really cool cards. So this might be a buying opportunity for some people during the event, but you can already see like the top tier sets. Most of the top tier sets don't have much listed on TCG Player because they're the top tier sets, because they have such high demand. But man, I almost wish I could fast forward to see how impactful it's going to be, because it might do some damage. You might find yourself looking at a set that is a decent buying opportunity, like Twilight Masquerade, for example. There are people who have been trashing this set as of late, right? But it's already $360, and now TCG Player doesn't want to load. What do we got here? Come on. What are we doing? All right. All right, TCG. 360. We have 292 boxes, which is not bad. Listed average is 432. So this box can start climbing, and it's got the Greninja in it. It's got an Eevee. It's not a bad set whatsoever. It's got some nice trainers in there. The Growlithe. Pretty good. Pokebonks, what's going on, man? What's up, brother? Thank you for joining. Joey, what's up? I've gotten some great pulls out of Perfect Order. I mean, Perfect Order, it sucks. Perfect Order, it doesn't have the greatest cards, if we're being honest. Sentiment may change in the future. It may. The Meowth is actually a nice card. It does look like a full art, because it doesn't have a legit background. It doesn't have any kind of scenery there, but the card is really nice, in my opinion. It's really, the color pops. It's Meowth. It's really popular. But like this card right here, I feel like this card, I don't know. I don't like it too much. I really don't. It's just me. But a lot of people clearly don't like it because the value of the card is down. Right. So, but like this card here could have been better. Clefable. It does have the Clefairy on the bottom there, but also pretty affordable. Right. But then you have like this card here. This card is fire. I love this card right here. It's a beautiful card. It's going to be doing well for a long, long time. Q cards do well all the time. And then outside of this card, and then outside of this and the Meowth, I mean, this card is nice. Rose's Encouragement. It's a very, very nice trainer card with the Pikachu ice cream. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. Outside of that, like, it's so hard to find value here. You have the Rowlet, which is probably a nice grading opportunity. People are buying the Esper a lot. I don't know if that's a great grading opportunity because the Pokemon is not that popular. The Dedenne has some popularity. That may be a good grading play. But aside from that, like, it really, really lacks. Like, it really lacks. And then it doesn't help that even this gold card looks like a damn spider. Like, but yeah, there are some nice cards you could pull from here for sure. And people actually really, really like this Meowth full art. So you can have every set has something, that's one thing that I've said many times. Every set has something, like Shrouded, right? Shrouded, everybody talks bad about Shrouded. Let's visit Shrouded real quick. Since most people, let's go here. Since most people hate Shrouded. They talk so bad about Shrouded Fable. Come on. And this is another site that like lags so hard. Shrouded. Where are we? Here we go. Shrouded. I love this card right here. The Persian. We have the Duskull lineup, the whole evolution with the Dusclops and the Dusknoir down here, right? And then we have this Horsey that most people forgot until recent times. It's up to $53. This card was like $70 for a long time. The Houndoom is a very cool Houndoom card, but people forget about those cards, in particular the Horsey and whatever else is here. Like this Fracture is really nice, with the Axus in the background. Like that, this is actually like a really cool card. The Fracture's here, and then the Axus are in the back. That's so cool. But yeah, people forget these cards are in here all the time. This Beware got pumped for a while. Yeah, just cards people forget just because people talk about hype and they forget to look themselves, so there's something in every single set for sure. So yeah, what are you guys looking into right now? Are you guys looking into something? I mean, I know I've blurred out a whole bunch of stuff just now talking about the Mayhem event and how it's going to affect the market here, and the prices for a lot of this stuff. But what are you guys actually doing right now? Do you guys have any questions? If you want my opinion, any kind. Oh, look at this shirt. My girl knows that. My girls, of course, knows that I love Gengar, Dragonite. Like a lot of the first gen, to be honest, I like the first 5 gens, but Dragonite is one of my all-time favorites. Look at this right here, baby. Look at this. Look at that. Come on now. Come on, my girl. My girl killed it buying that shirt. She was like, I don't know if you're gonna like it. I'm like, what? That shirt is amazing. I'm gonna wear it on my live. That's exactly what I said to her. What do you think Chaos Rising and the new one coming out in July about Pitch Black? What do I think about it? I think that they're listen. A lot of people are talking about Chaos Rising and Pitch Black as if they're not great sets or they're not like S tier sets. And in reality, not everything has to be an S tier set. Like some people are saying, oh, it's the easiest thing in the world to pick uh the top sets right now in Pokemon when it comes to investing, right? And I get it. It's like so clear which are the top sets, right? Like Ascended, Prismatic, Destined. Like, yes, it's true. Um, but just like these top sets, right? If you're actually talking about investing and you've been experienced in like stocks, every single stock performs differently, correct? Like sometimes there are those top tier stocks. There is Bitcoin, but then there also is Ethereum, and then there also is Solana, and then you know what I'm saying? Like there are other products that you can invest into that won't perform as much as the top tier item. They don't that's just the way I see it. They don't all have to perform like Evolving Skies did. But but they do have to have the proper or right entry point for me. If I am going to do something like buy into Chaos Rising, I'm buying at the bottom, which I believe is right now. So I pre-ordered a case. So I have a case of Chaos Rising on the way. I think it gets here June 4th. Um, I also pre-ordered a case of Pitch Black for even cheaper than Chaos Rising. And now it's so funny because the second's revealed and it looks like Pitch Black is going to be better than Chaos Rising. But the point is that people are downplaying it because they're smaller sets. They're just not packed with enough stuff like Ascended was or like Mega Evolution was. And so they don't really feel comfortable buying into Chaos and Pitch Black. But I think that they're all going to perform. I think that they're all going to perform just like we're seeing with smaller sets like Obsidian Flames, right? If we go through um, the sets that are here, right? And also keep in mind that these sets are being released in a different market. You may never see Chaos Rising at MSRP. You may never see Pitch Black at MSRP. This this hype period may not allow that to actually happen, right? So, but looking at like for example, like Journey Together was hated on, right? But Journey Together is also what now? 277 market price for Journey Together, and that got crapped on, right? That performed and that released at like I bought those actually. I bought Journey Together at MSRP, and that still performed, right? And the market was totally different back then. Destined Rivals had not even released, so and then you look at something like Temporal Forces, right? I bought this off of the Pokemon Center website last year for MSRP because nobody was buying it. $326. That performed, right? And can I don't think anybody can say that those were bad plays because they performed. What else? Paradox Rift for some people. I actually have I have one Paradox Rift booster box that I bought for my collection that I have behind me. I bought it for $110. It's $287. So there was a ton of people that bought Paradox Rift during that time where there was a bear market, and clearly it worked out really well for them. And these are all these mid-tier sets that people keep just trashing all the time, right? Scarlet Violet base, I just showed you guys, it was $300. That was also available for a good while for like 95 bucks. So I don't know. I'm willing to at least buy into some of these mid-tier sets. I'm not trying to get more than a case, but I would be happy with buying one case of maybe some of these smaller sets. You know, that's just me. When and where is the Mayhem event? It's on TCG Player on the 28th. Right. So like once again, I'm just bringing this up and just trying to make everybody aware because it's going to be really impactful. It's going to definitely impact the market more than people probably are, realizing right now. It looks like because usually everything on in Pokemon in the market is like a story, right? It's like something for you to make a story about. Like it's like being a content creator is almost like being a news reporter. Every single thing that may catch interest is going to be a story or a video. And usually something like this is a video for most people, and no one's talking about it, which is actually pretty odd. Sick shirt. Thank you, man. Thank you. You guys like the shirt? I love the shirt, man. I think it's sick. I'm new to collecting, just trying to make investments that have a return. I get it. I get it. Like I said, it is right now, like it is pretty obvious which are the better items, right? But at the same time, all those better items that are new outside of Prismatic, um, because Prismatic right now, in my opinion, is a buy for anyone, whether yourself or anyone else. I think Prismatic is still a buy. A lot of people think it's still a buy. It pulled back to 160, but I will have a video tomorrow about Prismatic in particular, and yeah, it's gonna move. You'll see tomorrow in my video. But the point is that every one of these top tier sets, right? Like just working our way from the top down, Ascended Heroes, already $180 per ETB, already really inflated. So right now it's at a point where it's almost hitting like a glass ceiling. It hasn't crossed 180. Let's just double check. To me, I could be wrong, but it shouldn't. Yeah, 175 pulled back a little bit. Cool. We have over 1,000 boxes on here, but like I said before, demand is so high that they're listing these boxes at $180 and people are buying. And because people are buying, it's staying up here, right? But this is so inflated right now. If we ever get a reprint, it'll be a great time to buy, right? Whenever that does come. So that's already inflated, being one of the top sets out there. Now, if you're going to hold for a long time, even holding at 180 for Ascended is probably still going to do well for you. But like I said before, the entry point really, really matters to me, like a lot. Now, Phantasmal Flames with probably one of the best Charizards ever made, right? I say it like that because it may not be the top one, but it's in the conversation for being within the top like 10, right? Which is saying a lot because there are a lot of Charizards that have been drawn up, right? That have been made. So this box is at $457, and wasn't it just at 470? Yeah, it was just, look, 480 as a matter of fact on the 16th, and now I pulled back to 457. So that's already incredibly inflated. It came out. When did this box it gives you all this information here on TCG Player. It should mention when it released, right? So if we just go back to a year, it was at some point over here. I think it was in November when it finally released, and it dropped down to like 220, 220s, 230s. But now it's at 457. We don't know if we're going to get another reprint, and that's already insanely inflated. So like the growth that you could have had, you really needed to buy in December where it was in the low 200s so that you could actually experience the growth that it's had. Right now, it's already had all this tremendous growth, and we don't know if we're getting a reprint. We don't know what it's going to do. Right. What else? Paladin Fates, ETBs, I showed you guys already, are over $500. 151 we already know is insane. So it just makes it that much harder to buy into some of these products that have already been absolutely inflated. If I was gonna mention something to buy right now, if for me, like what I'm gonna mention is exactly what I am looking to buy right now, just so that you could keep that in mind. I'm not just telling you what to buy randomly. This is what's catching my interest. Right. First off, the one that isn't insanely inflated right now is Surging Sparks. That's why I said most things are already insanely inflated. Surging Sparks, it's at $262 right now. Market. It did pull back a little bit, which is nice. We have 850 boxes listed on TCG Player. This, I keep going on eBay and trying to find boxes at like 240 at least, because nothing locally is anywhere near close to even market. They're all like above market locally over here in New York. But if you go on eBay, you can find some for like 250 or 240. Of course, you're still paying tax and shipping, so it comes out to like 280, which sucks. But like this box, maybe a box like Surgeon's box could be a box that you buy during the Mayhem event because there are so many listed, and you're at least not paying tax. And for me, in my situation, being in New York, the cheapest box I saw listed on Facebook was $275. There was only one listed at that price. One. Outside of that, all the other boxes were listed at 300. So for me, in my situation, it would be beneficial to buy Surging Sparks during the Mayhem event on TCG Player because I'll get my tax back, right? Now, outside of that, the next box that I'm looking at is Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved is expensive already. It's already at 501. Um, it has continued to climb, right? It did have some nice growth here. It did have a decent buy here that pushed it from 484 to 500. But this box is out of print. Only 92 listed on TCG Player. I would look on eBay to see if I can find some under 500, but this box should have a pretty bright future ahead of it. So that's one that I'm looking at. But even more so than those that, like I mentioned before, that I think are going to get targeted are the boxes in Sword and Shield. I feel like they're going to get targeted during this Mayhem event. Silver Tempest at 500 right now on eBay, and you can find multiple listings. And I'm pretty sure, just to show you, I know for a fact because I'm looking at Silver Tempest like all the time. I just try to look for opportunities. I send people offers. If they take them, they take them. If they don't, they don't. That's the way I see it. I'm fine with that. Right. So we're seeing boxes look 500, 550, but you see it says best offer. I would offer. If I wanted to offer, I'd offer. This guy at 500, I would check the box, of course. Like, this looks like a good box. Not gonna lie. It does have like that little dent here, like, but this is nothing major. Like, this is a good box. The only issue here is that this guy has no sales, no reviews, nothing like that, right? So that makes people not buy it. It's why it's like even still there, probably. This one has people watching it at 550. But you see what I'm saying? They're all under, or not under. They're all going to be opportunities because we're already at 534, and there's nothing listed under 600, which I pointed out before. Nothing listed under 600 on TCG Player, right? But remember, this is a market price that for some reason everybody respects, so or follows. So like this box is at 450 right now on auction, still has 17 hours left. This is where I'd go. So Silver Tempest is the box that I would recommend because it's what I'm looking at, and I think it's going to move. And as you saw there, because there is nothing listed under 600, once people start buying, if they buy during that TCG Player event, it's going to move. It is going to move rapidly, right? And then outside of that, the next one I would look towards is Brilliant Stars. The more affordable of the like the top tier boxes in Sword and Shield, Lost Origin is already $700 to $800 wherever you look. Fusion is over 1,000. I mean, this is like, in my mind, where it's almost like you could draw the line of affordable. And that's saying a lot because most people cannot afford buying a box at $602. Right. But once again, this box is also going to start moving once people start buying. So these are the ones that I'm looking at. Surging, Silver, Surging Sparks, Silver Tempest. Oops. Surging Sparks, Silver Tempest, Paldea Evolved, and Brilliant Stars. And probably Prismatic. Those are the places that I'm looking. If you're interested in looking at those as well, that's cool too, man. Investing and collecting are two different things, for sure. Collect what you want, invest in what you think is going to vest well. Yeah. Like for example, like I said that I want a Battle Styles booster box, right? I really want that one box. I just want one for my collection, just to be able to display it. Like I have a whole bunch of these behind me. But at some point, everything has a price, right? Even the display can go. I have enough stuff that I could remove all of these booster boxes and just put Pokemon Center ETBs, right? Or I could remove all the Pokemon Center ETBs and put booster boxes. So, it depends. I'll always have a display here because I like it. I actually like looking at it. And also, I don't have to sell the display. I could sell the sealed stuff that I have, like the sealed cases of things. But yeah, for sure. Collect what you want, invest in what you like. It is what it is. The price is the price. It sucks. But sometimes the cost of a displayable item like a Battle Styles booster box for you to just simply display is going to cost you $275. So it's tough out here, man. Pokemon is not for the weak. or for the ones that don't have the money for it. Damn, Rudy's newest video was wild. You seen it, Jay? I only watched, how much of it did I watch? Um, I watched 13 minutes of it. The video is an hour and 20 minutes long. And also, if I would have spent that extra hour and 20 minutes, that extra hour on there, then I would have gone live an hour later, which I've been live for an hour and 34 minutes now. So I did not watch it. You know, sometimes I consider watching sometimes I consider watching like content, and I do watch content, but I've learned that I have to put myself first when it comes to that, because now I'm not producing myself and I am benefiting them instead of me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'll definitely watch it later. I watch most of his videos. I don't watch them all. Sometimes, sometimes a lot of times Rudy is there more for entertainment than knowledge. Like sometimes he just rants. Sometimes he just talks crap about people who are in his Patreon and complain about his deals, or people in the comments, and how he hates how Magic the Gathering runs their business, and why are they not more like Pokemon, and he whatever with your stepsister in his basement and all this kind of wild stuff. So a lot of the time I think to myself, wow, I'm really wasting my time here. Right. I'm not saying that he's not influential in the hobby. I'm not saying that he doesn't have good takes. I'm not saying that he's not knowledgeable. But at the same time, I want to value my time. So if I'm going to be there, I want to be listening to something that is at least entertaining me, which that stepbrother, stepsister stuff doesn't really entertain me like that. Um, and if not entertaining, then it has to be something that I'm going to learn, something knowledgeable. And as of late, sometimes I watch this video and it's like, I mean, you can only rant for so long, Yes, you have all this Pokemon and you have all this stuff because you have money. That's great. Are you telling me what's going to move? Are you going to help me choose maybe the right investments? Are you going to give me some kind of a clue of what you're looking into or buying? And all he tells you is that he's buying everything. So it makes it a little hard for me to watch all his videos. But I definitely do watch some of his videos for sure. I'll watch it. Now that you're saying that, yeah, you're saying, oh, you see what you're saying? I only read the beginning of this comment, by the way. As I'm talking to you and I'm responding to you, I only read half of it before clicking on it, and now I read the rest. And you wrote one of his greatest rants. This is what I'm saying. I didn't even read your full comment, bro, because I'm talking to you. Um. So yeah, that's it's so funny. It's happened twice now in the chat where like I'm saying something and it's like I can't even make it up. Like you cannot make it up. I only read half of it. Haha, but it's not nonsense. A lot of good info in the rant. I'll watch it if you're saying that. I will watch it. I just like I said before, there's so much going on. Like if I'm thinking about like I come home from work, I get home at 5 o'clock. I make a video, for example, just giving you a perspective of like what my day is like when I come home from work, right? So I get home at 5, I shower, don't even eat before a video, start recording at like 6 o'clock. Video's done at 6:30. I upload it to the computer, which takes time. I edit. By the time I upload and edit, now it's like 7:30. I upload it to YouTube. Takes another 20 minutes. Release it at 8 o'clock. Now I release it at 8 o'clock. I have from 8 o'clock up until I go to sleep to choose to do certain things, eat dinner, hang out with my girl, maybe watch some YouTube videos. It's hard to fit in an hour and 20 video, an hour and 20 minute Rudy rant video. You know what I mean? Like, so then I want to fill it with stuff that I'm going to actually learn. That's like insightful that I want. Or sometimes like various times I've been in search of something that I could create, like a product for Pokemon, right? Like right now, I'm looking into something that I could create for slabs. I actually want something like I want to start up some kind of a business. I just don't know exactly what to do. I mentioned a product on here before, an idea I had, but that would take a lot of money, like a lot. Like it's actually like I thought of two really cool ideas, but they both would cost a lot. One, I think one of them estimated, I think I was asking ChatGPT about like the steps that it would take to create it and how much it would cost. And I think ChatGPT gave me a range of like 50 to 100,000. Um, and then the other idea, which was a much bigger idea, it estimated a million to like I don't know 1 point something, which was nuts. Now I'm like thinking a little smaller. So right now I'm trying to think of something maybe possibly for slabs. So I just want to have something insightful that's going to guide me in that direction right now. So I don't know. That's where my head is at right now. What do you think about investing into some more CZ ETBs? Do you think it would be a smart move? Been thinking about it. Damn. Like I said before, I'm always like so concerned about ETBs that are $300 because people are gonna want to rip Crown Zenith, but who's gonna rip it? Who's gonna rip that ETB? I mean, I don't think I'm not telling you that it's not gonna perform. I just think about selling it. Like I think about selling it in the future and what it would be like trying to sell a $300 ETB. Not only that, if you buy it now, that means you're not gonna sell it up until it appreciates and you're comfortable and you're happy with your gains, right? So then that means what? If you buy it at 300, what's going to be your selling point? Like if you had a number to guess in your mind, in your head, like what would it be? 400, 500, 600? Now you're trying to sell a $600 ETB, right? So what has a what has a $600 ETB? I'm trying to find one. Let's go to let's is Cosmic? How much is Cosmic ETBs? I'm just gonna show you like what I really think about. TCG players bugging out right now. Come on. ETB. Oh no, that's way too much. I'm just trying to find a $600 ETB. I mean, Pod Day and Fates is 500. I guess it's 500, but still, if it's not, what can it be 600? What's right before that? I guess Cosmic is just too good. Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates. What's that at right now? I know that was moving. It's probably 500. TCG player is taking so long to load right now. And it doesn't have single ETBs. It just has the case at 6,500. The point is that if you go look at ETBs, oh, what is this at right now? Let's see. Oh, wrong one. Oh, this is a little closer. This is a little closer. What that's okay. So look at this, for example. This is where my head goes. This ETB market price right now is 869. It's an ETB. In the last year, right? At some point they were in the 400s. This is Shining Legends, by the way. Great set. They were in the 500s, 400 range. 6 sold in August, right? And we skipped all of June, all of July, so in 3 months, 6 sold. Then 4 more sold in August. Then you have this gap, nothing sold in September. October, 2 sold. Another 3 at the end of October. November, 2 sold. 1 more. You know what I'm saying? Look, in the last year, 39 sold. In a year, we have 365 days. 39 sold. That's where my mind goes sometimes when I'm thinking about ETBs at this value. So if you buy Crown Zenith right now, like tell me, like what do you think is a good selling point? And not only that, let's go back real quick. I'm sorry. Keep in mind, look, this set has this card. It's got this card, right? Amazing card. 1,500 there listed. It's 634 market. Most recently sold 800. Right? We have listings at 800. Great card. Beautiful card, right? And the ETB is still barely selling. Right? So where would you sell? Like at what point? Like That's where my mind goes, at least, I guess you could always send it off to a consignment service and they'll sell it for you. I mean, that's always like an idea, but I don't know. Like I said, I just think about everything that could possibly happen. I always do. This is why we do consider consignment services, because we're thinking about possibilities of what can happen, right? So that's just me. But Crown Zenith, is he going to continue performing? I think so. I think Crown Zenith is an amazing set. I was saying it for such a long time. It took a really long time for it to move. Um, if you don't see an issue with selling something at that value, then I think you're fine buying Crown Zenith. I think Crown Zenith is going to continue to perform. It's stacked with incredibly popular Pokemon. It's got, of course, Charizard evolutions. It's got a whole bunch of legendary Pokemon, right? It's got Mew, Deoxys, Darkrai. Um, what am I not thinking about right now? It's got the Mewtwo. It's got the Charizard card that's the other side of, sorry, the Mewtwo card that's the other side of the Charizard card. Then you have the Charizard Trainer Gallery card. Um, yeah, it's just stacked, man. Crown Zenith is stacked. It's got the Yagapakia, Giratina, right? It's a really stacked set. It's definitely going to perform. If you don't have an issue worried about how you're going to sell it, and the only reason why I say that is because an ETB only has 9 packs, right? A booster box, it's a little more justifiable with 36, so. But I think Crown Zenith, it's going to perform as long as you have a way, like an avenue of how, like where to sell it. So that's really it, in my opinion. My collector app is to the moon with all 151. Yeah, of course, 151 is nuts. That Piplup there is the best one. Which Piplup? I don't know what Piplup you're talking about. Let me know. I'd buy Chaos Rising PC TVs now if I were to make a play. The thing is on the value, in my opinion. It's already selling for $800. I think you could find it on eBay for a bit under. The only thing I don't like about the ETB is the promo. It's the only thing I don't like about it. But I will say that at least you could look at Black Bolt Pokemon Center ETBs. What is the let's see, Black Bolt promo? I just don't know which of the two, Thundurus or Tornadus, is the which is the promo of the two. I just want to make sure. Where is it? Thundurus? Is it Thundurus? I'm trying to figure out. I can't remember which of the two is the. Did you guys? Somebody write it in the chat? Maybe no. Nobody wrote it. All right, so it is a Thundurus, and so now this horrible looking promo is in the box, and it's still moving. So I do not like the promo, the Fennekin, because it's just not popular, and that's all I mean by it. Like popularity wise, like to sell it basically. But Greninja is a very popular Pokemon. I don't think that it's a bad idea to be buying the Chaos Rising Pokemon Center ETBs. The only thing is, like I said before, some people find it a little weird to be selling the ETBs, like to be buying them. But I think they're not bad plays. I think I've seen these locally for a decent price. I would be willing to pick some of these up, but they're getting more expensive. A lot of these UK sellers were selling it for $140 plus this shipping, which was putting you at like 180 compared to 180 now plus the $40 shipping, and these are all 200 and up. So they're moving. They're starting to climb. That's for sure. They're definitely starting to climb. So if you are looking to pick them up, you got to pick them up probably as soon as possible, right? What are they on TCG Player? Why is the listing not here? It's like not here, like ever. Oh, I wanted to try to copy that on here. Let's see what comes up. If it comes up to just a single box. Here we go. So 206. Come on now. Like it's like you do one thing and it loads up quickly and then TCG Player doesn't load up. I hate this site sometimes. Most recently sold 205. You have listings in the low 200s plus $15 shipping. So more like 215 to 220. So yeah, I would look locally. I think if you look locally, you'll find some opportunity there. 151 Snorlax ETB. Yeah. Yeah, but the reason why I didn't want to look up 151 is because 151 is a whole different animal, man. 151 is you don't even need a snort, bro. You could have Pokemon could have put a bag of rocks and called them the 151 rocks, and they would have sold, bro. it's it's just crazy. 151 is a whole different. It's a whole different animal. That's why I didn't pick 151. I just chose something else that's in there that was still good, like Shining Legends with the Mewtwo. And it's hard to sell. But at the same time, if you aren't in a rush and you're patient and you can afford to just wait, then yeah, you're good, right? So, which is something that I'm fine with personally for me. Like I'm not rushing to sell anything, and I won't be rushing to sell anything down the line unless I have some kind of emergency, which happens to people sometimes. Uh, you said I'd probably hold it for another 3 to 4 years minimum. I mean, I think it's going to perform. I don't think Crown Zenith is going to stay cheap. I mean, I don't think it's going to stay 300. I think it's definitely going to move at some point, right? It's going to move again. It may move with this mayhem event. If you can't find them locally, um, because for various reasons, if you don't find them at a show like Pokeblab was mentioning before, this mayhem event may be the time for you to buy because you're going to make back your your tax, right? Is it store credit or are you just getting? Yeah, I think it's just store credit. So you're making it back, but you're not exactly putting it back in your wallet. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure. Read this real quick. Mayhem is almost here, and on May 29th. Sorry, I said 28th, 29th. You can earn 8% store credit. So it's store credit. So you're not. They say you're making your money back, but you're really not because it's not coming into your pocket. You can't do what you want with that 8% you make back. But I guess it can build, right? Depending on how many purchases you make. Because I think for it's on every purchase you make. Is there a limit? Is there a limit? Let me just read that real quick once again. I see nothing here about a limit. Subscribers earn even more store credit, 10% plus on all products. Percentage based on subscription tenure. Subscribers get 10% or more. So I have my account here, right? I'm clearly logged in, but how do I want to see what that costs. What is that? I'm trying to see where I would subscribe and how much that would cost. What does that look like? Okay. Come on now. No, that's not here either. Anybody know where that's at? Anybody seen by any chance where you would subscribe? I just want to know what it would cost because I never even thought about doing it. Um how do you subscribe? What the hell? Is there a link maybe by this thing here? Subscribers. I just clicked on the link. I don't even know where else to find it. So to become a subscriber, $9 a month. $9 a month. Free tracked shipping on direct orders, additional store credit during promotions, which is the Mayhem event, and probably what we had during Black Friday. Bonus store credit each month. Um, why does it say based on? Why does it say based on your subscription? I don't see anything else. This is rare. Store credit is provided on orders of $35 or more. Store credit will not exceed $50 per qualifying product purchased. So now that makes me think. Will people be buying things over $500 that puts you over that $50 mark? It's odd. It said it depends on the level of subscription, but there's only one here that I see. So $9 a month, so you could pay $9 and get potentially just a tad bit over your whatever you are getting back in whatever you're paying in taxes. So it may be worth just doing it for a month and then unsubscribing, paying $9. You will save more than $9 depending on how much you spend, right? If you bought Crown Zenith ETBs at 300, um, you'd be somewhere at like $24, I think it is, 8%, 10% puts you at 30. That's $6 there per ETB that you're saving. So you'd make back that 9 in store credit at least, pretty quickly, actually. So yeah, it may be a place because for example, like for me locally, like I'm in New York, so for me the competition here is like insane. Like, and when it comes to shows, I haven't been to any here in New York at all. Like I'm gonna go to my first I was supposed to go to a show the other day and I had to cancel, but I'm gonna go to a show I think on let me see, I have it saved here. I'll look right now. Hold on. Let me see. No, I had to text somebody. I'm going to Instagram just to see because I saved the show. Um, and the show is definitely going to be after this event. So like there's one here May 31st, clearly after the event. So whatever sealed product they have there is going to be more expensive by that time. And one on the 30th, both after the event, a day after and then 2 days after. So what just happened? So for me, I can't depend on that at all. Like because Pokeblad brought that up. But so for me, if I was gonna buy, I have to buy online, right? Like for me, um, if I wanted to buy Crown Zenith, that'd be where I'd go right there, and at least get that all back in with that subscription. That's how I do it. How much store credit would that be, right? So if 8% is 24, let's say I bought 10, right? Let's say I bought 10. That'd be $240. If I'm subscribed, that's $300 store credit. When you think about it like that, it's not that bad, right? When you at least pay the subscription because 8% is just your tax. But then again, like I said before, usually unless you buy locally, you have to pay tax. There's very rare websites unless you guys want to mention them to me now. I don't have them in the back of my head. Like I like in the front of my head, I can't remember what sites you don't pay tax on. I cannot remember at all for the life of me. I can't think of one site right now that doesn't charge tax, and I know they're out there. I don't know if it's like Smoke and Mirrors, Forge and Fire. I don't even know. It's Game Nerds. There's some of these that don't charge tax. If you guys do know them, please put them in the chat right now because I cannot remember and I will use them. Yes, people don't buy to open it; they buy the display. Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. It's just the thought, right? Even though people buy to display, there's a reason why like a lot of these PC TVs aren't as valuable as the booster boxes. They're more exclusive, but still don't cost as much. And it's because it's always in somebody's mind that booster boxes have 36 packs and the ETBs have 9. You know, it's a thing. So gotta consider it. But for sure, nobody's gonna open it. Just like I talk about Prismatic. Nobody's gonna open Prismatic ETBs. Even at 160, they don't want to open it. So can only imagine at 500. Jacob, what's going on, brother? Yo, what's up? Just picked up the Sleeping Charizard V Alt Art and Maridon SIR, still super undervalued. Wow. The Maridon and Caridon cards are so cool. They're just not as popular. The Charizard V Alt Art, that Sleeping Charizard, is a really nice card. Like the Sword and Shield promo, really nice. I have it really off center because I opened a Charizard UPC like a year ago. Oh my god. So yo, maybe I could find it quickly. I don't really want to waste everyone's time while I look, but oh my gosh, like I do have it close by though because um I was like pre-grading and stuff. I just want to make sure. I don't know if I have it in this ETB or if I have it in that box where I had all the pre-grading stuff. But yeah, I had a whole bunch of like I have an ETB full of promos. So I'm just trying to find where I have it, and these are all sealed. Why am I looking there? Because it's clearly not sealed if I pull it out of there. If I saw that it was, oh no, this is not. Here we go. Actually, I was confused with which one was way off center, but I have it here. Still off center. It was the other one that I have that's really off center, the one where he's fighting Mewtwo. Um, so yeah. You know what's funny? I do things in a really funny way too, right? Like if I have like promos, I put it in an ETB that starts with a P so that I know there's promos in there. So that's how they evolved. But yeah, this card is beautiful. But it is very bottom heavy. It's like in near mint condition, right? Because I sleeve everything instantly. But it's still very bottom heavy. Look at the top, how skinny the top is right there. Beautiful card though. This card is amazing, man. Amazing, amazing card, right? Let me just hide the comment. But really thin up top, like I said, and really thick on the bottom. So this will not 10. It would not 10, but it's still a beautiful card to own, you know? Still a beautiful card to own for sure. And it's it's out of everything that has been taken off, like the way things have been taken off, like if you think about like how many of these are going to show up at the market or not show up at the market, like these aren't going to pop up anymore. And the fact that they're Charizards and alternate arts and promos at the same time, and that the fact that they're just not going to show up to the market anymore, I cannot believe that they have not taken off even more than they already have. Like, how are these not as expensive as other alternate cards are? Right? Like this is the other one I have that came in the box. Also, this is the one that I was saying that was pretty off center. You can see that the one side there, which is the right, really, really heavy on the right side and pretty thin on the left. But still, really, really cool card. Love this card. Um, yeah, I expect these at some point to gain so much value. Like I'm glad you brought that up. Uh, and I'm glad you brought it up here so people can actually see something that they could possibly buy into one day in the future and see like real growth. Because like a card like this one, these two, maybe the Charizard and Mega Attack Rare from the Charizard UPC, like all those, like everybody's so used to doing especially in this market, everybody's so used to the quick flips, right? They're used to grading and just flipping it right away or just flipping it raw. Um, but I think just thinking about the Pokemon Charizard, what he is, what he means in this hobby, I expect those things to be incredibly valuable later on down the line. Tori, what's up? Welcome back. What Pokemon product for specialty sets do you think will be the most liquid in 5 to 10 years when the prices soar? Booster bundles, collection boxes, ETBs with good promos. So, specialty sets, I would say that the ones that will sell the most are the ones, well, almost all the top tier ones, but I think for me, what I think is the ones that will be the greatest ripping experience. So Crown Zenith being one, which was just brought up. I think Crown Zenith is an incredible ripping experience. So I think those will do well long term, like the ones that will be the most liquid, even though they will be insanely expensive and still will be hard to rip when it comes to a booster box at least. But collection boxes, booster bundles, Crown Zenith, because people are going to want to rip that set. Paladin Face is also a great ripping experience. You may not be getting SIRs left and right, but you're getting a ton of shiny Pokemon. 151 has also pretty good pull rates. Is also 151. but it is a great ripping experience as well. Usually you do pull something after a few packs. What else? Now, I mean, Ascended Heroes also. It's just so stacked. It just has so much. There's so much to chase right there. It's so hard to just select like one or two of these specialty sets because the specialty sets that we have right now are so good, like so good. And then Prismatic is not a great ripping experience, and I'm telling you by even personal experience. Me and my fiance have ripped about 200 packs, and we've pulled one SIR, and that was the damn Iron Crown. And we were not happy. We were happy to pull an SIR, but it's not what we're looking for. So, yeah, Prismatic is going to be a tough one. I think people are, but I do think though that people are going to still chase the God Pack, and the fan base for evolutions is insane, like absolutely insane. People love evolutions. I mean, we all know that. So I think all of these modern specialty sets are going to do really well. Like you could literally pick anyone. I would say even Black Bull and White Flare, even though Gen 5 is not as popular as the other earlier generations, I think it's pretty popular. A lot of people love Gen 5. And on top of that, even though the pull rates aren't great for Black Bolt, there's no other set, right, that has all those illustrations. So these recent time specialty sets, I think they're all going to do good. It's hard to say that you're going to go wrong with one of these sets. If you're talking about 5 to 10 years, when things have had all that time to age, like they're going to be well out of print. They're going to be like pretty scarce in comparison to what we have right now. They're still going to be around for sure, but I think they're all going to do well. I hope that helps. Uh, ETBs with good promos. I just saw that last part. Um, I don't know if people are going to want to rip the ETBs. They're going to be really expensive. They're going to be displayable for sure, but I don't know if people are going to want to risk ripping an ETB just for the promo. And then you don't even know if the promo is going to be well centered. People are going to want to grade it because it's valuable, and that's really, yeah. I don't know if people are going to want to rip for the promos, unless some of these promos gain some insane value, like the EV doesn't have a crazy value right now at PSA 10. Am I wrong in saying that? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Um, let me just look it up real quick. EV, where's a Pokemon Center one? Pokemon Center. Raw is $94, and a PSA 10 it's $742. Now, let's look at one more thing, which is the gem rate. I'm just doing it really quick through eBay. Gem rate, so 4,558 in a 10 at a 17,000 total pop. So it's got a low gem rate. It's under 25%. Or about 25%, somewhere around that range. It might be a little more than 25%. It's still a pretty low gem rate. That's not high, at least not incredibly high. But it's hard, man. It's hard to risk opening a Pokemon Center ETB and trying to go for the grade. It's tough. It really is. It's possible. So if the EV continues to do well, if it holds that value, if it becomes more valuable, then yeah, I could see people potentially trying to grade that card. I mean, people open the Luigi and Mario ponchos, and those things are like thousands of dollars. I mean, but then again, they have a much higher gem rate. If you've ever looked those up, they have like a 40 to 50% gem rate on those Luigi Mario cards. But yeah, I mean, I think Prismatic is still going to do well. Like I don't question it at all. I just think I was thinking about the ripping experience, and it's absolutely sucks. It really sucks. Like it's a blow every single time. I traded a 151 Snorlax ETB for 4 Ascended Heroes ETBs. If something isn't liquid, then trade up to it. I don't think that was a bad move. I know some people don't want to get rid of their 151, but Ascended Heroes ETBs are going to do well, depending on your entry point on that 151 ETB. I think it's like $600 something right now. So, man, yeah, the 151 stuff is probably going to take a little longer to appreciate in the current market because it's already up there. But the Ascended Heroes ones, if we don't get any to come back in like for a reprint, though they're gonna start climbing way faster than that 151 ETB will. That is not a bad play. It's a difficult one, but not a bad one. Is Detective Pikachu card a good card to buy now? Which Detective Pikachu are you talking about? Oops. Are you talking about the one where he's wearing a hat? Well, I think in both he's wearing a hat. So I'm asking because there are these other Detective Pikachus. There are cards like this one. This is a Detective Pikachu. That's why I'm asking. Are you talking about this card, or are you talking about the Japanese exclusive, which is this one? Oh, it's not exclusive because I just saw it in Chinese down there. Or this one. I like this one much better. But I'm asking. I don't know which one of those two you're talking about, but at the same time, every single is expensive. Now, I will say this card, in comparison to all the other prices that we're seeing out there, it's not that bad. Like when it comes to like exclusive promos and really cool promos with a Pikachu, out of all the ones that are out there, it's not that bad at $200. You know what I'm saying? Like it really isn't. Let me see this right here. 255, 196, 200, 200, 255. Yeah. For 200 bucks, I would say it's not bad. If that's, I think that's the one you're talking about. It's a cooler one in my opinion. Oh, you already wrote it down here, Japanese. Well, I didn't see it, but yeah, that's the one I would go for, and I think that it's not bad at 200. If you want it for your personal collection, I don't think it's crazy. Um, yeah, I don't think it's a crazy purchase at 200, honestly. Yeah, Roxy, anytime, man, anytime. We just chilling, bro. No time wasted. All right, cool. I think I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, bro. So tired of waiting in line for product. Most of the times I don't even get anything. Just been going to my LGS and looking for cards. I'm looking for a Mew Full Art Shiny, not the SIR. Mew Full Art Shiny. You're talking about the one from Paldean Fates. Yeah. That is a nice card. I do like that card. I think that card as well. I think right now it's pretty cheap for what it's going to be down the line, just because people love Shiny Mew. Like they absolutely love Shiny Mew. Drunk, what is going on, brother? What is up? Thank you for joining, man. What's up? How you doing? Taking dogs and wifey on a walk. I'll be back. All right, Snack. I got you, brother. Grim. Ripping experience matters for long term. Definitely. Phantasmal Flames is going to be interesting to watch in the future. For sure. I mean, Phantasmal Flames, in all honesty, I can definitely see Rip and Shippers having that box there. Like having the box, like you go to these Rip and Ships and you have like older boxes. Um, real quick, hold on. You have these older boxes that people are chasing like one specific card. I can see that happening with Phantasmal because that Charizard is just so good. It's just so good. I can really see that happening. So, and it has easier pull rates than the other sets like Destined Rivals. But once again, it doesn't mean that you're going to pull that Charizard so easily. It's not. People have experienced really hard times trying to pull that Charizard, so only one SIR is crazy. Which is what has one SIR? Nothing has one SIR. If you were Paldean Fates, I was saying if that's what you're talking about, it's got 3. I don't know what you were saying, what you're referring to with that. Thank you, the Joe Rogan of Pokemon now, twin. Oh my God, how is that? What's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. I also want to get the Bubble Mew before it reaches 1K. Oh, raw, you mean? Yeah, it's expensive. Man. Yeah, the Bubble Mew, it's a good card. It is really expensive right now. I think it's like $800, isn't it? Why do I keep clicking shop all English? Almost 900. It's $897. That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy. Holy crap. That's insane. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say about that. It's really expensive though. and it's going to be hard to find a gradable one, right? Because everybody's grading right now, so it's tough. I think everyone should save their Poké dollars for 4 months and go all in for the 30th and last set of 2026. That it's not a bad idea, right? You could literally buy nothing right now. So we don't even know what the 30th has. Like for example, like if you were back then buying celebrations, you would have had really no gains up until now. Um, so you would have had to hold that for 5 solid years. Most people, I don't know if most people are going to actually hold for 5 years, even though they say they will. You just don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they get tired of holding. Maybe they need the money. Emergency comes up. You're going to have to hold the 30th up until like 2035. Um, but it all depends on what that set has, right? Like if it's anything like Generations where we get really cool actual cards that just belong to that set, as opposed to like reprinted cards with a stamp on it, I think that that set will be amazing, right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We play everything by ear, of course. Would I say that it is a bad thing to buy? No, but it's probably going to be so expensive. We're gonna have to see the entry points, man. That's really what I care about. Is it going to be too expensive where I could justify? Um, that's really my concern. And then the Rayquaza set, that is a whole different story. A whole different story because a lot of these anniversary sets, you're gonna have to wait and hold till the next anniversary comes around. And so throughout that time, throughout like the first 4 years of that anniversary, you can actually buy them relatively cheap, right? From what we've seen in the past. Of course, it may not the past it may not exactly repeat itself, but that's what we've seen in the past. Now, if it does function in that way where we can get celebrations the 30th for cheap, I would focus on the Rayquaza set, of course, because we're seeing how the print runs are going. We're seeing that we're getting limited stock on these products. Yeah, but we're already getting Pitch Black. Like for myself, I already did my pre-order for Pitch Black. I'm not pre-ordering anything else aside from the Pokemon Center ETBs and maybe a MSRP booster box. So I'm not doing anything with Pitch Black. Um, the next thing will be the 30th for sure. And depending on what I can find at what price, I will definitely be going into the 30th. And for sure, that Rayquaza set. And then after that, hopefully that Ruby and Sapphire set does actually come out, like from that leaked list. And then for sure, uh, yeah, we'll have to see what happens, man. I'm gonna be putting in, later on. I'm not gonna lie, later on in the year, it might be a little hard for me to be hopping on as much as I am now, like to go live videos. I'm gonna have to really pick and choose my times because I'm gonna be doing a lot of overtime. And yeah, I plan on really stocking up on that Rayquaza set. Like, hopefully, I can make that my largest investment, if anything. But we'll have to see. We'll have to play every. We never know what's going to happen. Even for myself, some things happen in life where sometimes you can't do the things you want. The Sleepy Pikachu with the Dawn is so awesome. Oh, the one from Crown Zenith. No, that's Lost Origin. Sorry, Lost Origin. Yeah, really nice card. That thing has really taken off, like absolutely taken off. For sure, Bubble Mew Raw, I'm over the slab collecting. Yeah. I mean, slabs are really crazy right now, like really crazy. Yeah, bro, my LGS had a few Ascended Heroes sealed, and it was gone within 15 minutes, and it was above market. People know Ascended is going to be crazy restock. I'll tell you what, I'm not surprised at what you're saying. What I will say is that your LGS sucks. That's what I'm going to tell you. Yeah, your LGS is full of some greedy losers. I wish I could tell it to their face because I would. If you knew me in person, if you knew me in person, like I would actually tell them that because they're being greedy, right? They really are. If people were really thinking, uh, especially with the price points that they get these products at, yeah, I would go ahead. Like, I don't know. If people are really thinking they shouldn't be going back to them when there's a bear market and they need the customer base to survive, I would not go back. I might go back just to tell them, hey man, I see you guys are struggling. I would buy, but you guys screwed me during the bull market, so I'm not buying. That's what I'd go in there to say. That's just me though, because I'm tired of the greed, man. I'm tired of the greed. There was an LGS I used to love going to, and now every price on every item is like insane. I don't go back. I went back one time, and I'm telling you, like I bought like a lot from him, right? And I went back, and he's really not trying to negotiate for anything. And I'm like it's so funny. I walk in the door, and my fiance notices how happy this guy is to see me. Of course, because I've been a good customer to you, and there was still no wiggle room there. And I was like, you know what? If I'm not going to be a valued customer, knowing that you get these cards, these products at like distro prices, I'm not going to support your business anymore. It's not happening. It's not. And sometimes that's something you've got to do. There's a lot of other LGLCs out there. You look elsewhere sometimes. It's got to be that way sometimes. I keep looking at gigantic stack of Zycard EX boxes no one is buying for MSRP and just think I'm gonna make so much money off of them in the future. At MSRP, like for sure you're gonna kill it. For sure. I mean, you know that. You're experienced in this already. You've been in this game a long time, drunk. I what's funny? I'm in New York, and I'm pretty sure that if I go somewhere to a store, I'm not gonna find any perfect order. I'm pretty confident I'm not gonna find any perfect order. You keep hearing people saying that they're seeing sleeve packs, they're seeing those collection boxes, they're seeing perfect order ETBs in New York. These guys are savages over here. They are savages over here, man. They are not leaving any of that product on a shelf. I plan on going to a Target tomorrow, and I'll see what that's like. Um, because I was told that this specific Target or a Best Buy had like prismatic in their back end stock, like in the store, and people haven't gone there to buy it. So I'm gonna go check it out tomorrow. If I find perfect order, I will buy it, especially at MSRP. I might even rip it. I would love to pull that Meowth. I ripped one single ETB and never pulled the Clefairy, which is the card that I actually like the most in that set. So why not? And I'm all down for like I actually ordered some Chinese booster boxes. The Goldengo one. Um, I ordered the Chinese Goldengo one to open on stream. I want to pull that Chinese exclusive mouse hold. Do you guys know which one I'm talking about? Tell me you guys know which one I'm talking about. This is actually a really nice looking mouse hold. Let's see if I find it over here somewhere. Um, do you guys know the card? You guys let me know in the chat. Or do you guys know what I'm talking about? This is the card. I would love to pull this thing on stream. Look at this card, man. This is a freaking beautiful card. Chinese exclusive mouse hold. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Beautiful card from this Chinese set. Where's the booster box with the gold dingo in the front of it? It's not showing the box. Oh, why is it not showing the box? Exclude variants, include variants. And then price high to low. Still not showing the booster box. Whatever. So yeah, this is exclusive to this set right here. I think this Goldengo might be exclusive to this set as well, actually. But it's a ugly looking card. But that mouse hold, $755 in a 10. Almost $300 raw, guys. In some cases, it's sold for 400, 350, 30. Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull this card on stream. That would be fire. I think there's a trainer card. Oh, this one. This one is also exclusive to this set, which I don't really care much for, but it's got some decent value, 42 for a trainer card. And I also did. What's the other one? Okay, thank goodness. My girl's texting me. Sorry, guys. Also, I'm gonna just write Gengar because I know it's gonna come up. The other Gengar, the exclusive Gengar, this one, this set right here. I also So now, just speculating, because you don't know what's going to happen. These are Chinese exclusive cards. Let me know in the chat just with a yes or no, so I know we're talking about this exactly. And I don't know how to make a poll on here. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to do any of that stuff on here. I haven't even tried to figure it out, to be honest. I would love to make a poll. Do you guys think Chinese exclusive cards have a future in the hobby? We know Chinese has had horrible value in the past. Do you think with what we're seeing now these days, are Chinese exclusive cards gonna have a future in the hobby when it comes to like Pokemon investing and value? So that means that this booster box, I'm an idiot. I should have said it to that. So do you believe that this booster box right here has a future? Will it perform well? And the reason why I'm asking is because I really bought these boxes to try to pull this card right here, this Cubone. And now I ordered 5 boxes just yesterday. And now I'm thinking about whether I should open them or not, because I was considering the fact that I bought these boxes just to get this Cubone. People trying to pull this Gengar. People like this Meowth. Cerulege is exclusive as well. What else? There's a Chandelure. This is exclusive here. What else? I think there was another card or two that were exclusive to this set. Am I wrong? Was this bit, or is this the Paldea Evolved, Miss Magius? I think it is. But I believe there was another card, unless it was just those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought there was one more. Another exclusive card. Well, whatever. So just pointing those out. People buy these boxes just to chase these cards. So do you guys think that there's a future here? Mario says, hell yes. Only to China. Dios, what's up, bro? What's up, man? I don't know, man. I think that there is potential here, guys. Like, there's still Pokemon cards. There's still Pokemon cards, so I think they could have a good future. These Rayquaza cards, man, got me. I mean, yeah, I mean, the sets. The set is coming out in December, so. Yeah. So various people have been, you know what's funny? Talking about promos as well. I was looking, like I said, I was pre-grading, and there have been quite a few people mentioning some of these promos. What do you call this? Let me see right here before this stuff just falls. I hate when the cards fall in the ETB and don't stand up. And this is like too much to be putting in binders. You know what I'm saying? When you have too many just singles, like I grabbed a stack from the ETB. Like, how could you can't put this in a binder? You know what I'm saying? You can't put this in a binder. Like, there's no way I'm gonna have like 30 binders. That's crazy. I don't even know how many cards a binder holds. But people were talking about Rayquaza, and at some point, early last year, I'm sorry, guys. My fiance is calling me, and I think she's having a car issue. So give me 1 second, please. All right, I'm here. All right, so like I was saying, at some point, I'm trying to find these cards, man. Oh, here they are. Here they are. So people have been mentioning this Rayquaza that no one wanted, like absolutely no one wanted, and These are from the Crown Zenith Sea and Sky boxes, and I bought each one of these for like $2 each, or less, actually, or less. These things were so like cheap that I was looking for another one that I had here. They came like you would buy them because they're cheap, and people believe that because they're cheap, they shouldn't take care of your cards, which is just a horrible way to do things. They were putting the like multiple Rayquazas in a sleeve, and now these cards that were once $2, right? And so I think that for people that are willing to hold singles for like years down the line, or even like who knows, I don't know. I didn't have to hold it for years, but you never know. If you see a popular legendary Pokemon, like why not hold the card? Like why not, especially cheap at like $2? Like why not hold it, right? So now this card that no one liked at all. Look at this. Look at this. $2, $3, 211, 199, 325, 350. Now all of a sudden they're selling for $14, $15, nine. I mean, depending on the condition, $18. And then now at a PSA 10 value, look at what they were, guys. They were $50, $40 in a PSA 10. Now they're $342 just because the Rayquaza set's coming. Pretty crazy. There's 2 Phantasmal Flames packs in those Zygarde EX boxes. I do know that. I do know that. But yeah, I either way, man. Like, look, I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Every set has something for someone. At some point, like you don't have to love Perfect Order as a whole, but most people like the Meowth, right? Most people like the Meowth. Most people like the Clefairy. Most people like the Rowlet and the Dene, like I was pointing out before. So still something that will perform. It's not like it won't. Like there's no Pokemon product out there that is not performing. Like there's not one that anybody can name, right? Shrouded, which is supposed to be horrible, right? Performing. Journey Together is at an all-time high. What else got trashed? And then Perfect Order now, I guess, because nothing else really got trashed. Paradox Rift from time to time gets trashed. That's at 270, I think, something like that. Shrouded, if it's like you're thinking about your investments, right? And you can compare this to like actual stocks and some kind of coin. um you're looking at a regular ETB from a hated set at $125, and in the last 3 months it's up 61%. The regular ETB, guys. And in the last year, it's up 111%. Most of those stocks that we can buy into don't have this kind of performance. Large majority don't, right? And then if I'm looking at the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, the case, I actually, what's funny? Because like I said before, I when things were slow early last year, I saw this case available and I just bought it just because. I said to myself, you know what? It's there. Let's just buy it. So MSRP is $60 per. So that was $240 for the case. $613. Still performed. It's down in the last 3 months. In the year, it's up 75%. So like Perfect Order will perform. And like I said before, and Drunk clearly has the idea, and I have not drilled this idea into Drunk's head. He has an actual store. He has an LGS in Canada. I have not drilled this into his head at all. Every product is going to perform, and they don't have to be Evolving Skies. That's the way that I do things with myself. Drunk clearly sees potential in a product like Perfect Order, and I believe that at some point it's also going to start climbing. I recommend getting White Flare and Black Bolt while you can. They're both very underrated sets. I think so too. I made a video on it. I made a video solely on Black Bolt and White Flare. So, did you see the new Sylveon coming to the Chinese new set in June? Yes, I did. If people didn't see it, am I signed into? Is it? I think it might be on Poke Beach. So let's just go there. Oh nope, I went to Poke Data. I think it show. I think I saw it. Yes, it is. For those of you that haven't seen the card, I think it's nice, but I feel like so I feel like it's blending in a lot here, and so it might it looks a little like it's like just blending in with the rest of the card, but it's not without reason. It is terrestrialized, and for those of you that don't know what that really is, and don't watch the show or haven't watched the newer shows, um, they become like crystallized. Is why she has this pattern, or he has the pattern, um, because it's terrestrialized. It's just the way the Pokemon really actually is when it's in that form. But the card is really nice, and I think the card is going to have some decent value, and it's going to be part of the Terrestrial Festival Chinese set. So I wonder what the pull rates are going to be like in there, and they're probably going to be really, really difficult to pull. Oh, I think there's like 3-pack boxes that they come with. That come with some of those packs. But I will be looking forward to maybe, hopefully, opening this set. But I don't want to. It would suck to open up this set and only chase this one card and then pull one of these Chinese cards because they're not going to be valuable. They're not. But yeah, I think it's a cool card. I ripped like 100 perfect order packs and got 5 Rowlets. LOL. I like the Rowlet card, but would have loved you never got the Clefairy? That's nuts. The Clefairy is beautiful. And the Rowlet is nice, but the Clefairy just takes it for me. It just really does it for me. It's the best card in there, I think. I doubted the Chinese Gen volume sets. Shaking my head. I should have stacked up on so many exclusives. Yeah. I mean, I should have as well. Um, but at the same time, like I've said before, like there's so much going on in the hobby, right? Like I've made videos of multiple things that I think are worth picking up. And I first off, you can't buy it all. And secondly, you forget. There are 7 items you're trying to pick up, and you buy one, you buy the next, you buy the third. By that time, you've already forgotten about 2 of the items because you're looking for opportunity, you're looking for plays, where to buy it, what the cost is there. Some places, like I said, charge tax, some don't. Some places have better opportunities, like better entry points. They're cheaper. Um, or maybe you look locally. So you spend all this time focusing on a specific product. You move on to the next one. You do the same exact thing. You do it again with the next one after that. And then now you've forgotten about those products. And sometimes, even by the time you finished, you know, finding those other products, maybe some days have passed by because you're trying to make a purchase. And sometimes you should be a little patient. But then sometimes now that opportunity is gone and they're not the same price they were when you were first looking at them. So yeah, I definitely wanted to try to rip and chase that Gengar Pikachu. Never did it. Never did it. And now, from what I'm hearing, anything you see like on eBay or some of these places, like they're all like fake boxes because it's actually already out of print and you don't know who has legit boxes and who doesn't. I mean, so you can actually figure it out if you wanted to. For those of you that are interested, when you go and you look at those Chinese boxes, so apparently there are some things that you could look for. So one of them is there's these Pokeballs on the boxes. If you put tape on it and they peel off, they're fake, but they're getting better with that. Now, it seems like the biggest tell really is on the plastic. If the plastic is a soft, like film like plastic, just like the stuff that we have already, like booster boxes have a soft plastic. What they're putting on there now is a much tougher plastic. And it is actually like hard to pull. It feels kind of like the Chaos Rising booster bundles. Like they actually had a really hard plastic. Those are all fake. So yeah, it sucks, but now I can no longer chase that card, and I'm not going to buy that Pikachu Gengar card for $3,000 in a PSA 10. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'd rather buy more Sword and Shield. Just got my 36 2022 toolkits confirmed and shipped. LOL, a couple dollars. Hey, you have my address. Yo, I have not received that card. Did you give me like tracking for that card or something like that? I don't know what's happening. It's not. It never came. Never came. I think you did give me track. I don't even know. So I'm seeing the tracking that you gave me here, um, but I don't know how to search it up for the Canada Post. I don't know if you can search it up and see where it's at, maybe, because I have no idea where it's at. It'll take a while due to the okay, okay, to the border. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Got you. Understood. No problem. Yeah, I was like, wow, because I did get a Piplup. Sorry, my girl again. Yeah, I haven't even eaten dinner. I gotta like hop off this stream to go eat like really soon. But you know what's funny? I really have like too much fun on here. Like I really do. I really do, man. I could talk about Pokemon all day. I could talk about Pokemon all day. But yeah, Chinese exclusive as of late have piqued my interest. So I don't know if I should hold those Gem 3 Chinese booster boxes because I think they're gonna have a future, man. Like I really do think like somebody's gonna want to chase that Cubone. Somebody's gonna want to chase that Gengar. Somebody's gonna want to chase that Meowth. But it could just be me. And the reason why I bought those 5 booster boxes, I think it was it today or was it yesterday? One of these two. I don't know. The reason why I bought them was to rip them on the stream as well because I want to chase them. So now, if I hold them, they may appreciate in value, but I'm also removing the bit of fun that I was planning to have while being live. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to debate that with myself and think about whether I want to rip it or keep it sealed. It's gonna suck. I always have an itch to rip, man. Remind me tomorrow. I got you. You know what packs are in the 2022 toolkits? No, actually, I don't. But I can assure you that I will rip them. I think you said it's illegal for you to sell. Oops, oops, oops. What did I? I think you said it's illegal for you to sell from Canada to here or something like that. I'm not sure. Let's see. Pokemon Center website. What are the packs? Usually shows it in the images. 2 Astro, 1 Brilliant, and 1 Evolving. Wow. Wow. So what are these going for now? What are these going for now? Let's see if I can find it somewhere. eBay. 70 bucks? 50? 76, 43, 43. That's all? Well, how much did you get them for, drunk? If you don't mind me asking or saying it in the chat here. Um, but I'd rip the hell out of this thing. Astral? Brilliant? Yeah. I was just talking about how I liked ripping the other day I was talking about Astral, how I pulled that Starmie. And I never pulled the Machamp. I never pulled that Garchomp. Um, yeah, that I didn't know that had an evolving sky spec there. I've been on Sword and Shield Artar Kick. Oh, I think you did mention that buying them before. The texture and the hollow is so much better than SIR. I mean, the SIRs have pretty good texture on them as well. Sorry, just letting my girl know I am good to eat. I don't want to hold her back any longer. I love the Chinese exclusive, but the idea of it possibly being fake sucks. The exclusive cards are I think if you buy the singles, they could be fake, but the boxes is the problem. The box for that 151 simplified whatever for that Gengar Pikachu, those boxes are fake. Some of them or a lot of them now. Speaking of, I'm going to go eat now. Thanks, Jay, for the live. I always appreciate it. Until the next time. Yes, sir. Thank you, Roxy. I appreciate you all the time, bro. Thank you, man. You always support the channel. Uh Definitely for new sealed, not sure about older stuff. So new sealed is illegal for you to why? Like I don't even understand why new sealed would be illegal to sell, but not old. And you know what sucks? Like even if I wanted to like support your store, which I would love to, you got to pay that import tax on top of tax and shipping. It's like crazy. I rip everything, to be honest, mostly because I try to get the stuff MSRP when I can. Yeah, MSRP makes it so much easier for you to be able to rip, right? It just it's so easy to justify. Now buying market makes everything that much harder to try to rip. How do you justify ripping a $250 booster box? It's tough. Bro, I had an ETB sealed since last year. I said fuck it and ripped everything. I regretted it right away. Oh my god. After ripping the God Pack, I've been hungry to rip special sets. Wow. What God Pack? Prismatic? That'd be crazy. I never pulled the God Pack. I got them for 61 American each. So 61. I mean, I saw different prices there on eBay, but I definitely saw some for 61 for like 60, some at 70. I see one here that says 37.95. Oh, but this is the 2021 one. What does this one have? Um, where's the description? I want to see what it has. Did he write it? Does he write it? What do the 2021 have? Now I'm interested. But the 2022 ones are 70 bucks. 70 bucks on eBay. 76, some 90. What are the 2021 ones? Now I gotta check that out. Let's see the Pokemon Center website again. What does that have? Oh, that's why. Sword and Shield base, Vivid, and 2 chilling. That's why it's that much cheaper. Okay, makes sense. Ancillary easy rip. Yeah, man. I kind of like look for ancillary if I can get it to rip it. I mean, like I say it all the time, man. I do buy sealed and I hold sealed, but I rip. I do. I love your work, Jay. I'm thinking about taking profits on Ascended Hero ancillary products because market is crazy. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, like I said before, the poster collections for Ascended Heroes, I'm considering flipping them at some point. Um, I haven't been able to buy anything at MSRP, so it's different for me. I mean, if you got them as MSRP, especially, like, not a bad idea. Realize gains. You're making money. You know what I'm saying? I know people are always thinking about like potential like loss, like long term gains, but sometimes you got to live in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And it's there's nothing wrong with making a little money. So, oh, just track the card. LOL said estimated around June 3rd. Nice, nice. I told you. I think I told you. I did get the other Crystal Guardians mud kit. I bought it on eBay. I was able to find that one, but I could not find the one that you showed me. I could not find that one, especially in good condition. Um, really, really wanted that Torchic, man. The Torchic with like the gem on it. Um, but it's so like right now, like not right now. It's just they're older cards, so it's harder to find them in good condition, of course. My girl keeps texting me, but it's all good. Um, let's see, Torchic, Crystal Guardians. Oh, I spelled Torchic incorrectly. Man. Here it is, which is the reverse. It's the reverse one that I was looking for. I like it. I don't know why. I like the card. But it's really hard to find in good condition as well. This card right here. If you were to find it in a gradable condition, it's really good in a, of course, 940 to PSA 10, but like I said, it's really hard to find in a good condition. Someone thought I was gonna like this one, but I don't really like this one like that. I don't know why. I just don't like the art style. I don't know. It looks like, I mean, it probably is what was done. It looks like cut pieces of paper put onto another piece of paper. I don't like the card. I'm not a fan. Um, and there's got to be a Trico, right? I never looked it up. Here we go. Trico Crystal Guardians reverse stamp. See, that's a cool one. That's better than the ugly Torchic, the other one. But that means there's two versions. Where's the other version? Here's the other one. That looks kind of cool. I kind of like that one too. I kind of like that one. Yeah, they're cool cards. They're cool cards. I don't know why they came to mind. I was thinking about them, and I've been wanting to get them, but they're really really hard to find in good condition at least. I ripped the PC ETB before and got a God Pack involving Mega Dragonite. And wow, if you do what you want, I'm just thinking to myself, if I sell those cards, I can buy a PC ETB back and more. That's all that came into mind. It's too crazy. Yeah, everything I have is MSRP. Uh, I got 16 booster bundles, 20 pins, 6 EX. Yeah, man. But that's my point. Some people would be uh like, I don't know, they would judge you for selling now because they're talking about they think about the gains down the line that you're missing out on. But in reality, like I don't see it. Making money is making money. If that's the case, the vendors shouldn't exist. Vendors shouldn't be at shows selling. They should be holding everything and selling nothing. Like I don't see. I don't agree with that. Yeah, I I don't think it's a bad idea to realize gains. I think when you tally up all you've spent on MSRP and then look at how much you've made when you sell, I think you're going to be pretty ecstatic. Ooh, old people cards. I don't know. I just, looking through sets, going back and looking through sets, and then you see like a little card like that, a reverse Torchic with the Crystal Guardian stamp on it, and I like how the reverse is. It just leads to just looking at older stuff sometimes. It really does. So, but yeah, I think they're beautiful cards. Honestly, I really do. And sometimes I want to buy things that are going to be for myself and that aren't going to be like an investment. I still buy stuff for myself. I just bought a Neo Houndoom in Japanese for myself, like just for me. Ancillary product is the best for early gains as they take up a lot of storage space. Yeah, I agree 100%. I am considering, I have one of those tubs full of collection boxes. I've got like Crown Zenith in there, Blooming Waters. I have that Greninja UPC from GameStop. I've got a bunch of 3-pack Prismatic. I have Crown Zenith booster bundles. I have some Chilling Rain collection boxes. I don't know. I've got some stuff in there, but I'm considering during this insane hype period to get rid of some of that stuff. It's just, I think it's worth getting rid of it now while everything is incredibly expensive right now. Not expensive, as everything is incredibly liquid right now. That's just me getting tired because it's 10:50 and I haven't eaten. I'm like depleted of energy almost. I need to go eat. Snack bro, welcome back, bro. Welcome back. So yeah, I am considering getting rid of some collection boxes. They take a lot more room than a booster box does or an ETB does. They're pretty big. Um, Especially with like the Crown Zenith thing. And 151 Blooming Waters. They're so big, man. There are definitely some good vintage cards, but I would lean towards most of them being close to a full art. I get it. How about the Knicks? I know that they won the other day. They won. They didn't play. They didn't play today, did they? Or are they playing right now? Oh, they already won. I wasn't even paying attention. I was not paying attention. My friend was saying Knicks in 5, but clearly they did it in 4. That's nuts. I was not paying attention today at all. I was once again focusing on my channel, trying to just do what I got to do for myself. Have you been really active as of late, Pokeblab? I know you've been on Henry's channel quite a few times now. Um, gonna get smoked. Why do you think that? I think that if OKC loses, they have a chance. I don't think it's impossible for the Knicks to beat OKC, but the odds are clearly not on their side. I don't think it's impossible though. Crazy. Yeah, sweep. That's crazy. I would not buy a PC Ascended Heroes ETB at these prices, considering I don't keep sealed and only collect singles. No. I'm just saying if you did happen to regret buying a Pokemon Center ETB, I mean, sorry, if you regretted opening it, if you sold the Pikachu alone, you could buy more than one Pokemon Center ETB, I think. But at least buy one and still have cash on hand. That's all I was saying. But either way, if you don't like the Pikachu or the Dragonite, um, you can always get rid of those and buy the singles you really like. You know what I mean? Because they're so valuable right now. It would not be a bad move, you don't have to keep the things that are valuable just because they're valuable. It would be nice to keep things because you actually like them. So that's at least that's what I think about. Knicks got to be fresh. They swept my 76ers too. Back to Pokemon. You're from Philly? I didn't know you're from Philly. Yeah, Philly, but Philly didn't stand a chance, to be honest. Philly did not stand a chance. No way they stood a chance. Oh my goodness. Too funny. What what's going on here? This is not, I don't know. Maybe I'll look at it later. I like the Pikachu, but I'm not a big fan of the Mega Dragonite having wings on his head, so maybe you might sell that to get the Boba Mute. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, Dragonite is one of my all-time favorites. Do I believe that that's the best Dragonite out there? No, but it is. I would even consider getting rid of that Dragonite if it was me, and trying to get one of those like an E-Reader Dragonite or Dark Dragonite. Those are really cool. But yeah, definitely put it towards a Boba Mute. Let's see, what is that Dragonite worth right now? What is the Dragonite worth? 828. Wow. 828. Somebody will try to, I mean, you can sell it to a vendor. They'll try to buy it at like 80, 85%. But if you were, is it a gradable copy? Maybe if you were willing to grade it, you could get a lot more back for that than what the raw value is. Even if it does, take time, uh honestly, even if you do have to wait 6 months for it to come back, right? If it looks like a gradable copy, it doesn't matter. Like that's already like almost, if it looks like a 10, you can already put it in your mind that you're going to get yourself a Bubble Mew. You can already put it in your mind you're already getting a Bubble Mew if it's a gradable copy, right? So, well, all right, guys. I think we've been well off the main topic of. uh, I'll answer your question real quick before I take off, but I'm gonna take off because I've already been streaming for in 1 second right there. Exactly 3 hours I've been streaming. So J Squad, I'll answer your question real quick. So first off, there is a lack of supply listed on TCG Player, which people use as their main like place to determine market price, right? So, um, for example, um, I was looking at Destin Rivals, right? There is more listed on the site now. Actually, there was over 200 earlier, and look, 5 more sold. It said 213. I don't know how it got to 194, but I think some of this other stuff, I don't even know. It said 213, but whatever. It's at 194. Listed average is 670. The box is at 628. I would assume a lot of Destin Rivals is going to sell in the Mayhem event. It's going to push the price up for this, for example. Then if you look at like other top tier sets or boxes, Ascended Heroes might start moving. That's at 180. That'll start climbing. What else? Paldea Evolved is at 500. Not much listed on the site as well. And this is the real reason that Mayhem event did a lot last year. If you were here in the beginning of the video or the stream, if you want to start over after I'm done, you can go back and look. But I explained this more in depth, right? So we haven't. What just happened? Yeah, we're having some trouble on our end. I know you are, because you guys always have trouble. TCG Player, like, look at this. All right. We're going to have to do it like this. There isn't much listed for a lot of these products that are high in demand. Destin Rivals, 194 is really not a lot. They just relisted those because we had about like 50-something boxes listed just a few days ago. Then Ascended Heroes is also, there's a lot on there, but the prices are really expensive, so they're going to start climbing if people buy, and they have an incentive with this event. Will it at least let me show that? The Mayhem event, here we go. You can at least see that if you're not aware. This is the Mayhem event. It's going to be up on the 29th, and people are going to get 8% back, and that is your tax back, like like Pokeblab said earlier. But if you become if you subscribe and you pay $9, you will get 10% or more back, which means that depending on how much you buy, which you only have to buy just a few items, you will make that $9 back and not pay tax. And then as you keep buying, you will keep making that back in store credit. So people are going to buy. And what I did show is that last year, when this Mayhem event did come out, we can go back to it actually. I showed, for example, Fusion Strike. It was the biggest driver in the rise of value for the box, right? And this may happen again. It may not happen with Fusion, but it will happen with other products. They're probably going to get other products targeted. So this was April. Think about this time last year. In April, before the event happened or came out, it was at 475, and this was after the event, 771. So that's how much it increased in that time. And you could look at that throughout all the Sword and Shield sets, Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest, Evolving Skies, everything shot up an insane amount during this event because people had an incentive to buy and get that store credit. So they did go ahead and actually buy a lot. And so it raised the value of basically every booster box across the board in that time, whether it was Paldea Evolved, like early Scarlet and Violet, the top tier Sword and Shield sets, they all took off. Now we're in the mega era. We have great sets in Scarlet and Violet, like Destin Rivals, Prismatic, Paldea Evolved, just those top tier sets in there. And then we have things in the mega block that we don't have much listed on TCG Player again. So then Phantasmal Flames might pump. Ascended Heroes could pump. Mega Evolution could pump. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens after this event. A lot of boxes might really, really shoot up. So that's why. And at least if, like I said, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, if you really want to, you go back. It's kind of like watching a video because I started talking about it pretty early on. Um, and you can see more in depth. I showed more examples aside from just Fusion Strike. So that's why I believe it's going to explode. And if history repeats itself, where people do buy, they tend to buy like they did in November. They had the Cyber Weekend event, incentive to buy once again. They bought and they bought things out. Destined Rivals shot up, Phantasmal shot up. Like it just happened across the board again. So, yeah, that's why it's top heavy. But I can sell it on eBay for market. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can. That's what I'm saying. Just get the cash for it, and if you don't want to pay tax on eBay, you could probably go to an LGS to sell it or a vendor and do it that way. Sunday Heroes is freaking packed. Pikachu could go on a run too. Yeah, a lot of things. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of this stuff can go crazy with this mayhem event. So that's really why. But like I said, I'm about to get off the stream. I'm sorry that I'm not going in depth like that crazy like I did earlier. But like I said, you could always go back to the beginning of the stream. And I was gonna make a video about it. I am considering still making a video about it because there are only a few people here in the stream. 20 to 30 people is what I've had the whole time. So whenever I make a video, I clearly reach like several thousand, like a few thousand or 2,000, whatever I have subscribers. So tomorrow I already have one video in mind, which I have written down, and then I might make a video on this on Wednesday. So I'm gonna note that real quick. Yeah, gotta write notes for your ideas because if not, you forget them. But yeah, probably make a video about it if you don't feel like going back in the stream. Which would be great if you guys support me either way on the video. Watch the video, like, comment, subscribe. Watch the video all the way through and give me a comment, hook me up and like. But yeah, I'll go deeper into it in the video as well, and I'll show examples there as I did in this live. So at least you'll get to see that for J Squad. Have a good drunk you too, brother. Thank you for being here. You're always hopping in. Pokeblab, I know you've just started hopping in as of recently after I hopped on Henry's. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Look forward to possibly having you on stream one day if you want to just chit chat and just shoot the shit. I'm hoping I already have a date set up with Henry, but I'm hoping that Henry could set up a day where like several of us could just hop on there and just chill. I think it'd be fun, to be honest. I think it really would. But I'll see you on the next one. Pack, I'm sorry you just got here, bro. I've been streaming for over 3 hours now. It's going on 3 hours and 7 minutes, man. So sorry, man. But I guess I'll catch you on the next one, or I'll hop on your live at some point if you happen to go live today or tomorrow or something. But I'll see you, brother. Thank you. I think a Lost Origin booster box is undervalued. Lost Origin is not like, I don't usually use the word undervalued like that. I make sure that when I say undervalued, I say undervalued in comparison to the boxes we have now. Because in reality, we have to always keep in mind that we have a box full of hundreds of pieces or thousands of pieces of cardboard that are worth $800. And so I don't consider anything to be undervalued, but I do think that Lost Origin definitely has room to grow. That Giratina is insane. The trainer gallery is absolutely beautiful in that set, and I think that it is going to go on a run, to be honest. I wish I had more. I only have one box. It's just that much harder to make. Like I say it all the time because of personal experience. The more expensive an item is, the harder it is to justify. Do I have the money to buy it? I do. But do I want to spend that much on Lost? I don't know if I really want to do that. But yeah, it's just whenever I speak to you guys, it's just a straight up truth about how I would go or deal with things, because it's just a natural reaction. How do you easily just say, yeah, I'm going to spend 800 on 6 of these boxes, for example, or like a case? Yeah, it's a lot. So, but it is a great box. I do agree. The event is on the 29th. You can look at it once you go to TCG Player. It actually, let me click on the thing right here, just to confirm. Where's here it is, just so you can see it for yourself. in case you're questioning it. It says get ready for Mayhem on May 29th. And it says here, Mayhem is almost here on May 29th. You can earn 8%. There is something here. From now on to the 28th, we're giving away $50 on TCG Player store credit every day. You only need to sign up once and you're automatically entered for all the remaining drawings, whatever. So I might even sign up myself. Maybe I can win something. $50? Why not? But yeah, 29th. For sure. Nice. Hopefully we can hang out there and chill. I bought 3 boxes for 300 each years ago. Been sitting nice. That's, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. You're doing well. That's what we love to see. But yeah, guys. Thank you guys for being here. I mean, some of you guys have been here for the full 3 hours. I appreciate you guys. Like the stream, of course. If you haven't subscribed as of yet, subscribe if you enjoy the channel. And yeah, channel membership is up for those of you that do want to become members. It is only like $1.50, I think. But once again, you don't have to. I appreciate you guys just being here and showing your support. Yeah, I'll be releasing a video tomorrow, Wednesday. I usually go live on Wednesdays as well. But we'll see what happens. I might go live. Actually, I'm gonna do that video and then go live maybe on Thursday. So we'll figure it out either way. But until the next one, guys. Peace. Take care out there, guys.